Hello, everyone. Dick Enberg along with Phil Simms and Paul McGuire. Both coaches yesterday used that word, the I word, intensity. This is the time to buckle it up, find that extra notch, find the extra. They know where they are positioned now in terms of the rest of the talent in the league. Now do you want to go on to the playoffs?
Well, Bill Cowher 2 weeks ago looked at his football team and he said, wait a minute, we can look at this negatively. We are 3 wins and 4 losses. Or why don't we look at it in a positive vein? We've got 9 games left. Let's make this a new season. So what did they do? They outwon last week. So they're going on the road this week. This is their first game on the road this year. So let's come back with the 2-0 record.
Only Dallas and Kansas City 7-1 have a better record than the Chicago Bears.
Well, the Bears are up front because of one reason. Dave Wannstedt. He is the reason Chicago is having such a great year. We talked to him yesterday. He said this team has no hidden agendas. The team always comes first. He believes in hard work and discipline. The evidence of that, the fact the offense has so few turnovers and the team has so few penalties. They're the least penalized team in the league.
He practices what he preaches. The players were saying no matter how early you get out there, Wannstedt's beating you, and he's the last one to leave at night. And he has a quarterback, surprisingly, who leads the league in touchdown passes.
Well, it's something new here in Chicago. Eric Kramer told us, I'm having a dream season. This is what I always dreamed of when I came to the NFL. I believe his strengths are the fact that he can get back so quick, make a decision, and get rid of the football. Case in point, so far after 8 games, they've only given up 4 sacks.
Well, the pressure will then fall upon that Blitzburg defense of Pittsburgh, number 95, Greg Lloyd, gaining a reputation. But he looked us all in the eye yesterday and said, I'm not changing my game. They don't protect me. The idea is to put that quarterback on the ground.
Well, and that's the one thing that the 3 linebackers have to do, Brown, Green, and Lloyd. These guys have to get to Kramer. They have to create some things happening in this ball game. The one guy, this guy here is the only linebacker in this game that has an interception so far this year. They have to create things, make things happen for the defense, and put the offense in a scoring position.
Wannstedt against Cowher, 2 natives from Pittsburgh. Short kick by the Steelers down to the 20-yard line as the Bears wrestle for it. And Robert Green returns to the 25 in the 3 wide. Kramer comes out throwing, and the gain of about 10 as he hits Conway. First down, Chicago. At the 36, Kramer again to throw. A hit as he throws. Almost intercepted by Kevin Green. He couldn't pick it off the grass top. Green, who has an interception this year and 5 sacks.
Ray Seals, 97, putting the pressure on Kramer. I said you have to get in his face. When he does that, the ball comes out, and Kevin Green was there. The ball does hit the ground. But I'll tell you, Seals, that's beautiful.
That's what you want to do to this Chicago Bear offense, is make Eric Kramer hesitate a little. The defense did it right there. That's why they got the pressure, almost caused the turnover.
2nd and 10 from the Bear 36. First running play, and Rashawn Salaam breaking a tackle and fights his way out across the 40. Let's watch what he does with the ball. He said today he's going to hand to the umpire or an official the one negative in young Salaam's NFL rookie year has been he has fumbled, and they're borrowing the Marty Schottenheimer approach. Give the ball to the official. That reminds you to hang on to the ball to the very end.
And you watch right here, Rashawn lets the ball go here. He does not give it to the official. Dave Wannstedt said, give it to him every time after every play, so there won't be any did you fumble or did you not when you come to the sideline.
It's kind of hard-handed to the official when Lloyd's laying on your back.
Yeah.
Ruins a good plan, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
3rd down, 5. Quick toss by Kramer, complete as he goes underneath to Jeff Graham, who leads the Bears in catches. That's his 41st of the year. 14 on the play and a first down into Pittsburgh's territory at the 45.
Well, this is really common in the Bears right here. You're going to see him just come down and hook this man up here. The rest just running everybody off. Give Eric Kramer that little hole to throw to in that Pittsburgh zone. A good job of throwing the ball to the inside shoulder away from the defender for the big first down.
At the Steeler 45. Salaam hit in the backfield. Again, 2 men can't bring him down. And finally, knifed down by number 40, Myron Bell. Appeared to be 2 men moving for Chicago.
Well, they had a Pittsburgh offside, but the question was Carter, number 30, moving, and did he get set before the play?
Howard Rowe.
Offsides, number 76 defense, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Kevin Henry guilty.
Henry goes, but Carter's the guy that moved first, and then you see Green is pushing him upfield. I charge that more to Green than I do to Henry because it looked like Green just pushing. Yeah,
they had a little stunt on there, Paul. So Kevin Green wanted to get around there as quick as he could, but a good job by Eric Kramer right there. Had pressure early. Now he's telling that defensive line of Pittsburgh, you better sit in there because I'm going to draw you off sides.
Opening drive of the game, and now 1st and 5 at the Steeler 40. Tony Carter, the fullback, in motion. Again, that sliding motion, and the Steelers were apparently into the neutral zone again as Salam off tackle to the 37-yard line. Greg Lloyd made the stop.
Hey, Lloyd was there. He was offside also, Dick. Greg Lloyd is the guy that's going to jump offside number 95.
Offsides, number 97 defense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Well, Greg Lloyd's the man that jumps right here. You're going to see him up top, right here, down at the bottom. There he is, right there jumping. Eric Kramer going on the 3rd count that time, taking advantage of an aggressive Pittsburgh defense. And this is just a good veteran quarterback move. Let him know early that I'm going to make you sit in there and take your time in his pass rush.
Now uses the quick count and the toss to Salam, who dives for almost 5 yards to the 30 on 1st down. Chad Brown playing with a sore right ankle, number 94 in on the tackle.
Dick, one of the things we saw with Salam so far in his ball game is he's been breaking tackles. This guy is big and strong, and that's the one thing Cowher said to us yesterday about him. He said, you know, this guy, not only can he run very well, but he's got more power in his legs than guys that we've been watching this year.
And the other that once that said, I give him an A+ in maturity, even though he's 21, the youngest in the league. 2nd down and 5. Fake to Salam. Kramer to the tight end. Ryan Wetnight tackled by Perry. 1st down at the 23. This new look Chicago offense, for years and years it was run, grind it out, plow away, but not in 1995. Using a lot of shortstop and then occasionally going deep to Conway. Slap Conway, and he was open. Incomplete. Ball was there. Kramer, undrafted player out of North Carolina State.
Well, here's what we really see a lot of the Chicago Bear offense, a 3-step drop, and as soon as that back foot hits of Eric Kramer's, he lets the ball go, throws it right on the perfect spot. Curtis Conway just can't get his hands and hold on to it.
Well, Willie Williams, number 27, is grabbed him by the jersey, and Conway went back to the official. He said, hey, grab me by the shirt. Absolutely right.
Conway, 20-yard plus average per catch this year. 9 big ones for touchdowns. Again, flags fly.
James Williams.
He was drafted by Mike Ditka as a defensive lineman, and then a couple years ago converted.
To the snap. We got a false start on number 71 offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
He was actually undrafted, but signed by the Ditka coaching staff out of Cheney State and converted to offensive tackle. And they feel he can block, especially on the run, as well as anyone in the league.
You look at the size of this guy. This guy's 6'12", 400 pounds. Yeah, I mean, look, this guy just towers over everybody. Look at him.
I know, he is big, and even the Steelers said, well, we know where they're going to run the ball. They're going to run it behind Big Cat over there on the right side.
2nd and long for Kramer. The draw to Robert Green, who is a change of pace runner. He's small, quick, a darter compared to Rashawn Salam, who is more of a bigger back, breaking tackles. LaVon Kirkland made the stop for Pittsburgh. Green out of William and Mary, another free agent. You think about the Bears, you say, well, who are these guys? Kramer was an undrafted free agent. Green, an undrafted free agent by Washington 3 years ago. And Tony Carter, the starting fullback, undrafted last year.
Well, Dick, you know, when you put the list up in the starting lineup, you start reading them off. Even the people watching television said, I don't know any of these people. They really are a bunch of new faces.
The league's starting to know them at 6-2. 3rd and 10. Conway in motion. Now a triple left. Kramer to the sidelines. Incomplete. Intended for number 83, Michael Timpson, and that was Willie Williams darting in to make the defensive play, and that'll call for Kevin Butler in the field goal unit.
Excellent job right here by Willie Williams. Watch the single against right there. Michael Timpson breaks on the ball, does not get that left hand there, sticks to right in front, and knocks the ball down.
Well, you got to love that, because you're looking at a guy that knows he doesn't have a chance to make the interception, just knock the ball and walk away.
40-yard attempt by Butler, who has not missed this year. The only kicker left in the NFL that is perfect.
Into a pretty heavy wind right here. They had trouble in 3 games kicking this way.
He makes it. Started it right, drew it through. All right, what's that?
Now, these are socks. Yancey Thigpen got socks gloves over his shoes, under his socks.
Those are a pair of gloves.
I know. Oh. His socks on with one toe.
Okay.
Those are the Thigpens. Yes. Ernie Mills, number 89, back awaiting the kickoff from Bears rookie Todd Sauerbrunn, number 2 pick out of West Virginia. Off slowly as a punter, and his kickoffs in practice were coming down around the 20-yard line into this wind. Hits this one low and hooks it to Fred McAfee. And McAfee, a former Saint, is out to the 37-yard line. Good return for the Steelers of 25 yards. And Bruner shifts to the right side. They go double tight end, Bruner and Hayes. O'Donnell, like Kramer, comes out throwing to Pegram. And Pegram to the 40-yard line, maybe the 41. Gain of 4. Defensively for the Bears, the flag is down upfield. And let's check Howard Rowe's crew first before we give you the Bears defense. Personal foul against the Bears. 15 big ones.
Personal foul, number 59 on a defense, unnecessary roughness. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
That one was for the 15 as Kane, kind of a half-hearted push into the mask.
Don't you look? Kane afterwards looks and he goes, hey, he puts his arm out. He threw at me too, you know.
Well, I'll tell you, that wasn't much of a foul. No, 15 yards in this league.
46-yard line of Chicago with the first down. The Steelers. Defense against the run has been tough. Up from safety Marty Carter, a former Tampa Bay Buccaneer. 2nd and 10. O'Donnell. Little hitch to Charles Johnson, and the former Colorado star picks up 8 yards. O'Donnell elects to use the shotgun for the first time. To Johnson. Fumbles the ball. Or are they going to call it complete? Incomplete is the call. Pass incomplete. And Pittsburgh will have a chance at a possible long field goal. Remember, here in the first quarter, the Steelers have the wind right to left.
Charles Johnson, they say, bobbles the ball. Now take a look. Does he come down, touch the ball? That is a catch and a fumble, folks.
Absolutely.
There was no such thing. And the worst part about it, the field judge behind on the right-hand side is the man that makes the call. He can't see the ball.
He catches the ball and both of his feet hit the ground before it comes loose. You see they're both on the ground, and just before his knee hits, the ball comes loose.
So they'll not go for the field goal. Ron Stark will punt it for Pittsburgh. Left footer gets a little dying spiral that the fair catch call by Jeff Graham. Back in the city with broad shoulders, where the Bears lead 3-0, and will start from just outside their 10-yard line. Gary Kramer using the pass effectively on that opening drive. That's Carter in motion. That little shuffle step. As long as he's shuffling sideways, it's okay. And then Robert Green, rather, out for about 3. But you can't be shuffling forward and look like he had an early start.
You are allowed to shuffle, but these guys really cheat because the officials let them do it. When they're sliding along the line of scrimmage, they're going across. Now watch it. They're sliding along the line of scrimmage. You're allowed to do that, but you can't go forward. Now this time, I mean, tell me Salam is not going forward. Yes, he is. They cheat.
Tony Carter, the blocker, much as Daryl Johnston is with the Cowboys. And Dave Wanstead, obviously influenced by Jimmy Johnson's coaching with Dallas, has used a fullback, catches the ball well and blocks, runs rarely. Kramer. Intercepted. Right into the arms of Darren Perry. Perry at the 15 and down at the 13-yard line.
Well, there's a good case in point right there, just trying to put pressure on Eric Kramer. They said if we can put pressure on him, he will make some mistakes.
Only the 5th interception of the year thrown by Eric Kramer.
Watch right here. Here's the blitzer coming outside. He gets pressure inside, and Eric Kramer tries to anticipate the tight end. Watch him, second receiver up top going, anticipates, overthrows it just a hair, and Darren Perry standing there for the easy interception.
See, that's one of the things we're talking about. You have to get pressure from the linebackers up in his face, and this time they get the pressure that they need. He throws the ball away. Perry gets the interception. They have the ball inside the 15-yard line. First down.
Third interception of the year for Perry. And trailing 3-0, the Steelers with the first turnover of the game. Eric Pegram. A gain of only 2, and Marty Carter again. He was an 8th-round pick by Tampa Bay out of Middle Tennessee State. He was a number 2 tackler with the Bucks last year, and what did Wanstead say? As soon as I saw that he was an unrestricted free agent, he was in my office.
He said he was the first guy in his office in the offseason is Marty Carter. I would just watch him on that play field. You talk about a guy, as soon as he reads run, he's at the line of scrimmage, and he's waiting.
He was up, and he did the proper thing, too. He got outside technique, made the runner cut back inside where his help was coming from.
2nd and 8. Neil O'Donnell to the end zone. Groomer incomplete. Covered well. Donnell Wolford and Mark Carrier there.
Did you see Pegram, number 20, pick up the blitzing linebacker? I mean, that is great to see a back step up. You're going to see Pegram step up right there, and he hits Smith, stops him dead in his tracks, and enables O'Donnell to throw the ball.
Watch Eric Pegram, number 20, right there, step up. And if you're going to play offense for Ron Earhart and the Pittsburgh Steelers as a running back, you better be able to step up in there and protect your quarterback.
That's a great block.
3rd and 8. 3rd and 9 officially. O'Donnell, the screen to Pegram. And the Bears not fooled at all. Fumble, and the Bears have recovered. Yeah, some things have changed in Chicago, but not the fans' love for good defense, and Dave Wanstead's team has delivered again.
I'll tell you, the guy that makes a play is Vincent Smith, 55. He causes the Pegram to cut back inside.
Yeah, I mean, this is a trademark now, this Chicago Bear defense. A screen, the players with their speed coming all the way across the field to cause the fumble right there.
Carl Simpson.
Phil, when I talk about Vincent Smith, 55, he turns it back in, and he looks like the guy that reaches in with his hand and pulls the ball away. Then he gets the ball. He's a star and almost becomes a GOAT because he tried to lateral the ball.
Oh, don't do that.
Bears take over at the 14. The toss to Salam. A young man who played 8-man football out in La Jolla, California before migrating to Boulder, Colorado to star with the Buffaloes. Gains nothing there. LaVon Kirkland made the stop.
You know, Dick, that's the second time that you've mentioned LaVon Kirkland. And in the beginning of the show, I mentioned Green, Lloyd, and Brown. And I left this guy out, and I didn't do it purposely. It was my mistake because Kirkland is probably the most unsung linebacker that they have in Pittsburgh. This guy has had a great year.
Calls are defensive signals. Second-year pick out of Clemson 3 years ago. He was the number 2 tackler last year. Right there again this season. Kramer going long. What a catch by Jeff Graham. Oh, my. Out of bounds at the Pittsburgh 40.
What a good job by Eric Kramer. Along with Jeff Blake, they probably throw the nicest long balls in the NFL. Watch here, he just gets on top of it, throws it up nice and soft for, Jeff Graham to come underneath it. Willie Williams right there, but can't stop it.
Now he has to make the move coming off Graham. Look at this on Willie Williams. He just makes a great move to get to the outside. And look at the total concentration on the ball. He knows that that ball is here. And there was a hand in his face.
And Kramer throwing into the wind. It's a remarkable play. Long greeted in the backfield. Levon Kirkland, 99.
Well, that's interesting, Dick. You said into the wind, and we asked Dave Wannstedt and Eric Kramer about the wind and bad weather, and they said it will not bother me here in Chicago. My arm is strong enough, and they thought so. They could look at that. Willie Williams, a hand to his face, and he's still able to concentrate and make the catch. But Eric Kramer demonstrating throwing the ball very nicely into the stiff breeze today.
Joe Cowher watches his defense with a 3-yard deficit on first down, so Kramer looks at 2nd and 13. Robert Green in the backfield.
Check it out.
Throws outside to his tight end Keith Jennings, and Jennings to the 36-yard line where Myron Bell makes the stop, a gain of 8.
Good job of Eric Kramer right there. He saw that the Steelers were probably going to come with the blitz, man coverage, and he did a good thing throwing it quick out in the flat. Well, anytime you see the Pittsburgh Steelers with the safety in position right here to cover the tight end, they're a zone team. When you see that right there, you know it's man-to-man, and you up top you see he has a chance to just go 1-2, made a good decision, throw it quick to his tight end.
3rd and 5. Draw the Green. He has the first down, holds the ball, and Darren Perry recovers for Pittsburgh. Perry with an interception and a fumble recovery in this first quarter, and that snuffs out Dave Wannstedt's bid for an increase of the lead.
You know, these are things that the mistakes that you make, and you don't make them against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're a struggling team. Chicago right now, they're a struggling team. Here comes Green. He comes up the field, and then inside is a tackle made by number 96 Buckner, and he knocks the ball away. Perry with fumble and an interception.
Perhaps no statistics correlates more strongly than turnovers to wins and losses. Thus far today, Bears have given it up twice, and the Steelers have coughed it up once. We'll relate what that means to Chicago right after this play as Pittsburgh starts at its 28, and O'Donnell off some play action tosses over the middle complete to Pegram, short yardage. A good solid hit from Vincent Smith. So the Bears, what happens when they win or lose the turnover battle? When they're plus in a game, 11-0 in the 40 Wannstedt games. Even, they still come out 7-3. But when the other team takes it away more than the Bears, 4-50. They were +3, the Bears, prior to today. This season, Steelers -8. Steelers really have had a rough year in that regard. Pegram on the handoff, got a good block. And out to the 38-yard line, close to a first down. Short, and O'Donnell behind a surge sneaks it ahead and appears to have the first down. There's that Cordell Stewart in there. They insert Cordell Stewart, the rookie from Colorado, and give him the responsibility. And now with the first down, O'Donnell comes in. There's the young man who was drafted in the 2nd round by Pittsburgh. It's his 3rd rush of the season, and
good change up right there. We expected some type of change up off of last week. He came in and ran an option one time and then did a quarterback draw out of the shotgun formation that was very successful.
This is a first down.
What does Cowher call him? A slash player, quarterback slash, wide receiver slash.
Well, that just shows you what kind of athlete he is. And we talked to Yancey Thigpen last night, and I said, give me your thoughts of him as a receiver. And he says, he can do it all. He has speed. He moves pretty good. He has great hands. And Paul, what'd you say about a quarterback?
Yeah, as a receiver, he's going to make a great quarterback.
Yeah,
but I don't think Yancey was too thrilled about him being a receiver. You know what I mean? It was like, say, well, he listens and he does all the things I tell him, and he's out there asking me all these questions, but I don't know.
3-0, closing a minute and a half of this first quarter. The Bears in front. First down play. O'Donnell to Pegram. Again, sweep left, and there's a penalty flag down. Pegram all the way to the 50-yard line before Vincent Smith makes the tackle.
Justin Strzelczyk, number 73, just hooks the defensive man and pulls him down, and he knew it when he did it. That's you.
Well, I think he's mad about it. I think he liked the way he blocked this guy, and he turned out there and saw that yellow flag, and it upset him a little.
Well, you think so? Well, I tell you, he grabbed him by the neck.
Denies an 11-yard gain.
Holding. Number 73 offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
All right, Phil, tell me, you like this block, huh? Here he
let's
comes.
Watch him right here.
Outside. Here he is.
Coming out.
What's that?
I'll tell you,
Oops. That's a good block, huh? Yeah, anything to protect the runner. You're absolutely right. That was a good block.
Well, you saw that one play when Phil was blocking, on a play, and that's
boy,
what
I'll
he
tell you
uses
what.
that. He might have learned that block from Phil.
The only time when the Giants ran a reverse, they said, Phil, stay at home.
I did.
First and 20, a delay to Pegram, and delayed all the more as charging through is number 92, Barry Minter, linebacker from Tulsa.
Well, don't you love it when you watch defense, and here's Minter. He's in the game, and he's in the nickel package, and he just sits back there, and he's patient. Everyone has a job to do. His job, obviously, look at him. Here he comes in, is the draw. Minter's there, makes a play.
Well, that was his man. If he came out in a pass right there, so he just eyed the runner the whole way. There was nobody there for the Steelers to block him. Good speed, comes up, makes the tackle.
So Jim Flanagan, 99, who's been the folk hero here in Chicago this year, leads in sacks. O'Donnell underneath of Yancey Thigpen, and Thigpen, the leading receiver for the Steelers this year with 42 catches, has his first today for 7 yards. It'll be 3rd and long for Pittsburgh as we open the second quarter. Who's ahead here? 3rd down, 16, and O'Donnell down the middle, wide open. Cordell Stewart. There's the slash, and it's a first down at the Chicago 39.
While Cordell Stewart is lined up inside, so that just tells you what they think about him and his receiving skills. Here he is right here. He's just going to go right down the middle of the field, and the Chicago safeties really pay no attention to him. Chicago puts a little blitz on there, dropping a defensive lineman back, but wide open. 5 receivers that time for the Pittsburgh Steelers offense.
So Stewart in this first half, a first down on a sneak and a long first down on that 27-yard catch. We're pleased with the Minnesota victory against Green Bay. That assures the Bears, even if they don't win today, they'll still be in sole possession of first place. Reverse, it goes to Ernie Mills. And Mills out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
Carl Simpson just a step too slow, number 98 for the Bears, because he was there trying to get Mills coming out.
Well, there you see Ron Earhart, and I tell you one thing he loves to do every game. He tries to get that reverse in because he wants to make sure that defense doesn't over pursue so he can use his offense. So we've seen 2 of his favorite plays so far: screens, a screen early, and a reverse right there.
Trailing 3-0.
Is that it? No, it's just 2 of them.
There's old Fargo, Ron Earhart.
Oh, we threw it. No, I'm sorry. We threw it to the quarterback, too, so he's got everything working.
This is 3rd and a long one. John L. Williams has the long one and more, and a first down at the 26-yard line for the veteran from the University of Florida, where he blocked for former Chicago Bears star Neil Anderson and Lorenzo Hampton. He said, I wanted to play. I could run as well as any of those guys, but if I could stay in the lineup, I had to go to fullback and block for him, so I did.
Good, smart decision right there. It's done well with that fullback position. And he's one of the keys to this Pittsburgh Steelers offense. He got back in there last week. He's a wonderful lead blocker, catches the ball well, runs good routes. So that's why they had success last week in the red zone.
And good in the locker room.
They go double tight end and 2 wide receivers with Pegram behind O'Donnell. And Pegram in the toss back to O'Donnell. Looking downfield to Johnson, incomplete. Well covered by the Bears' Mark Carrier.
You almost have the feeling here on O'Donnell on this play here. You're right. They're pulling out all the stuff. That he was basically throwing that ball so far to the outside that didn't make any difference who was going to catch it. If Johnson doesn't catch it, they don't have a chance to.
Watch what they do right here. He comes across Paul, and he's going to go like this, and you're going to see the wide receiver clear it out. But Mark Carrier is going to do a good job right here of seeing it and getting back in there to block stop the pass. Really a good job. Watch him turns right around and runs back there and gets right in the way. Great job of recognition from Mark Carrier.
2nd down and 10. Johnson in motion. Pegram breaks a tackle, drives forward, flag down as Pegram tackled at the 21.
Well, you got Thigpen out there on Donnell Wolford, and they're talking.
Shot block against the Steelers.
Personal foul. Number 82 on the offense. An illegal crackback. 15-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Yancey Thigpen. That'll be 2nd and 25 for Pittsburgh.
And it's on Donnell Wolford. He comes in. Now, here's Yancey Thigpen. Watch this crack back. I mean, I'm going to tell you something. That is illegal. I mean, that's where you lose knees, and it's uncalled for. You've got to hit that guy above the waist and get your head in front. Terrible block.
So 2nd and long for O'Donnell, trailing 3-0, early second quarter. They bring a couple backers, and O'Donnell wide open to Thigpen, and he's hit by number 21, Donnell Wolford.
When you have a blitz coming, you're going to get one-on-one coverage.
That's right. Another good job right here. You're going to see the linebackers for Chicago come, and what a good job of pickup by the Pittsburgh Steelers offense. Gives Neal the time, and Yancey Thigpen is wide open on the man coverage. Good job of the Steeler offense blocking right there.
Thigpen, a big receiver at 6'1" and almost 210 pounds, released by San Diego a couple of years ago.
Well, Neal O'Donnell told us the only thing holding him back was injuries the last couple of years. He's staying healthy, putting up big numbers.
3rd and 14 for O'Donnell. Down the middle, wide open. Thigpen incomplete at the 10-yard line. Flag down. Mark Carrier covering for Chicago. And we'll check the penalty.
Using the crown of his helmet is probably what they're going to call right here.
Yeah, but the thing about it, you got two guys in midair. Wait a minute. If this is what they call, well, wait, but if you got two guys in midair, there's just no way to pull away. Carrier saying, wait, I'm going for the ball. He's going for the ball. That wasn't intentional.
Foul. Number 20 on the defense. Unnecessary roughness. 15-yard penalty. First down.
This to me, I was looking at Carrier coming in, and look at here, Thigpen, he's diving, Carrier's going down. He never really hits him. He goes over top of the guy.
Yeah, and I have to admit there, Paul, you're right. Watch here. He dips his shoulder, and he's really not leading with his head. He's coming from across the field. He saw Yancey Thigpen coming across, and he was open, so he had to be aggressive trying to break the play up.
But the thing about it is he's in midair. You can't stop in midair. I'm sorry. That's a bad call.
Big first down for the Steelers. Back to Thigpen inside the 10-yard line. Tackled by Wolford. So penalty marked drive for the Steelers. And Dave Wanstead's team, who has been the least penalized team last year in the NFL, least penalized by a bunch this year, and a couple of critical calls extending the Steeler drive.
Well, the two things that has made them successful so far this year, turnovers and penalties, they're doing both of them so far in this game.
In reverse. 2nd down and 3. Fake to Pegram. Great fake by O'Donnell. Then a little short to side end Hayes, and he's tackled at the 1. First and goal for Pittsburgh.
Dick, Phil, this is one of the plays to me is one of the hardest plays to cover, because what you have is you got a tight end that's blocking Hayes, 85, right there on the bottom of your screen. Now watch, he's blocking on Spellman. Now when he comes out, Spellman does he stay with him or go to the quarterback? You've got to leave him. The linebackers didn't come up, and they get to inside the 1-yard line. That's just a great play, and that puts a lot of pressure on linebackers, defensive backs, and the defensive end.
O'Donnell, 7 of the last 8 passing, has 4 shots from the 1-yard line. Hill lurches forward, touchdown. Second effort for Eric Pegram, his 4th rushing touchdown of the season.
Well, we knew this was going to be a tough game. The continuous effort of Pegram after he is hit, he just gets his composure and then lunges over. When the whistle isn't blown, the play hasn't been stopped. Now, he stopped right at the line of scrimmage, right here, bang. But watch this. He makes that move, back over the top, Ball breaks the plane, it's touchdown.
Yep, he was actually laying on the back of one of his linemen right here. Watch, he's not down when you're on the watch right here, laying on the back. Sees he's a half yard short, lunges over.
Norm Johnson's try for point. And Pittsburgh leads 7-3. A 72-yard drive for the Steelers. Welcome back to Soldier Field. 66,000 plus. A 72-yard drive that started, remember, after the fumble by Robert Green. So it was off the turnover in Pittsburgh territory. And Pittsburgh marches at 72 and 14 plays.
Look at the return men are, Dick, at the 15-yard line. They're kicking into this win.
The penalty on Carrier, we now received word, was for unnecessary roughness, a late hit. Short kickoff by Johnson. This is Nate Lewis, the former Charger. He has 3 kick return touchdowns, and he's on his way. Finally knocked out of bounds inside the Steeler 30-yard line. Fred McAfee. 52 yards for Nate Lewis.
You know, they should teach special teams guys, kickers, how to tackle. Now, Norm Johnson, number 9, should make this tackle. You got him pinned to the sideline. Watch number 9. Get over there. Make the play.
Carter shuffling, fake to Salam. The throw by Kramer, complete. Jeff Graham inside the 10. The Bears pass offense continues to sparkle.
What a wonderful throw here by Eric Kramer. Pittsburgh's playing zone defense. He sees it. He throws it to the back hip of Jeff Graham, pulls him up, doesn't lead him into trouble. Excellent throw.
3 catches, 79 yards for Graham, trying to become the first Bear since Dick Gordon in 1970 to catch passes for over 1,000 yards. Slashing in was 97 Ray Seals to get an early piece of him.
But if I get one reason why I think they're just not getting the pass rush that they did last year.
Kramer into the end zone. Touchdown! Curtis Conway, his 10th of the year. The 19th touchdown pass by Eric Kramer, and Conway emerging in his 3rd year as a superstar receiver in Chicago. 6 yards on the play. And the extra point by Butler. The Bears back in front, 10-7. Thing about that Iron Man, they got to meet Paul McGuire in the finals. Whoever wins it. The Bears are back in front, 10-7 here at Soldier Field. 8 minutes remaining in the first half. Todd Sauerbrunn with the wind to Ernie Mills at the 5. Has some blockers, 30, 40, and Sauerbrunn in on the tackle at midfield. It'll be at the Chicago 49-yard line. Let's go back to the touchdown. Kramer to Conway.
Well, take a look. Kirkland, 99, misjudges the ball. He could have knocked the ball down. That's number 1.
Well, Greg Lloyd and the Pittsburgh Steelers defense know they got to pressure Eric Kramer. He comes in there, but Kramer stands tough, takes the hit, still throws the perfect pass.
And Nate Lewis, happiest of all, his 52-yard kickoff return, setting up that score. Conway, by the way, now has scored a touchdown by reception in 6 consecutive games. That's one shy of the Bear record. Into the flat to Jonathan Hayes, and the big tight end uses his size to get another 3 yards and a pickup of about 7. Well, let's go back to the answer. Kickoff return, Ernie Mills of 46 yards.
Yeah, but look who makes the tackle, pal.
Your favorite player.
I talked to this guy yesterday. I got him straightened out. Sauerbrunn, look at that. Wham! Wham!
Well, I don't know if it was a wham.
Well, it was kind of it was like a mush.
It was a, that was about what it was.
had a long talk with him yesterday. I don't think I penetrated anywhere, but I had a talk.
I don't think he'd ever been talked to like that by a coach.
He was nodding a lot.
Yeah, I did a lot of nodding.
Second down and 3. Pegram forced back by the pressure, but able to get it in gear, and a first down inside the 35. 8 yards for Pegram.
What a great dimension he adds to the Pittsburgh Steelers, Pegram. I mean, this guy is so quick to get outside, and when he makes a positive move, he's now upfield. He sees the whole field. He loves to run, and he's tough. We know he can block.
Yeah, I know. That's right, he can. And right there was a good demonstration. They didn't block the play that well, but his speed enabled him to outrun the Chicago Bear defensive line and get it outside.
Bam Morris was sharing duties. Running back with Pegram is not active today. That back still bothering him. Not first down. The old Statue of Liberty version, and Pegram. And he gets yardage after he's hit inside the 30 to the 29, a gain of 4. Dave Wanstead, he taking the job a year after Bill Cowher was picked as the new Steeler coach, and Wanstead was considered by many as the second choice there. Went back to Dallas as an assistant, got another Super Bowl, and then taken here in Chicago and did not accept the New York Giant job.
Well, he didn't want to take it because of the quarterback up there, probably. I don't know.
That's another reason why he's in the booth here with us.
Yeah, where am I going with him?
Second down and 6. To Yancey Thigpen, and O'Donnell trying to throw a block out there. Did a pretty good job, but all of that running and very little yardage, and maybe a loss of a yard.
Oh, Mark Carrier, you talk about, you want to know why the guy is an all-pro safety, number 20? Just watch who makes the play at the end of it. You can do all this fancy stuff you want. Here comes Thigpen, but watch the guy that makes the play. It comes into your picture. Here comes 20. Right now, hello, and goodbye.
Well, Mark Carrier was telling us yesterday, Marty Carter, big hitter, having a great year on defense. He says it's a competition now between the two of us. We go out there and see who can make more plays and big hits, and they're both doing a pretty good job there.
Carrier and Carter, that safety slots, 3rd and 5. O'Donnell has a man. To Andre Hastings, his first reception today, and a first down, 9 yards on the play.
Phil, both of these quarterbacks, now they're going into the wind here, O'Donnell and the Pittsburgh Steelers, but both quarterbacks seem to be throwing the ball extremely well.
Very well. I think they're both bad weather throwers, throw the football well in rain and wind, and you see Neil O'Donnell standing there again. Jim Flanagan taking him down, but doing a good job with the pressure.
And you saw him kind of wince. He showed us that left broken pinky, or the right finger, the little finger that was broken and cost him 4 games. He said it's still sore. Cold weather bothers him, and it looked like he got a hit right on it.
He gets a little stiff with it.
Oh, football, and the Bears don't recover. They had it. Alonzo Spellman had it sitting right there, number 90, and kicked it back to Leon Searcy of Pittsburgh. Oh, Spellman can't believe it.
Zurich is the man, I think, that makes the hit, number 97. Yeah, he does. And Spellman, what you do here, don't try to pick it up. Just fall on. He actually tried to fall on the ball. I don't fault him for that. The ball bounces off of his hip, and Pittsburgh gets it back. Searcy, he's heads up. There's the ball on the ground. He falls on it.
Zurich a sack on the play.
Yeah, there must have been a mistake up front by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Nobody blocked Chris Orich at the time. The center, Damani Dawson, turned right. He came in free.
It might have been a mistake.
It might have been, yeah.
And the last sack by Zorich, as you look at Greg Lloyd. Look at the arms on that man.
You know, I was in front of the mirror this morning early taking a look at mine.
What'd you see?
Nothing.
It's second down and 21 at the 31. Remember, into the wind in terms of field goals. O'Donnell with a screen to Pegram, 35, and tackled by Joe Kane at about the 22.
You see that block by Damani Dawson, the center? I mean, he gets out and just kind of just forces people backwards. Pegram sets it up. He gets a screen. Watch what happens out here, number 63. There's the block right there by Dewanne Dawson. Now, he doesn't knock Kane down. But what he does is knocks him back about 8 yards and allows Pegram to pick up the yardage.
How many centers in the NFL would be able to snap the ball and pull around to the left like that, get out in front and make that block? Not too many.
Three-time Pro Bowler Dawson, following Mike Webster, who is one of those nominated for the Hall of Fame this year. 3rd and 14. Horse-collared, but for a short gain at the 22. John Theory, number 94, with a side. Theory, a number 1 pick last year.
It's a good job right there. The Pittsburgh Steelers again picking up the blitz. Watch right here. You're going to see both the inside linebackers come. Pittsburgh does a good job of, again, picking it up right there. Neil O'Donnell sees there's trouble coming, gets rid of it quick.
But did you see what Theory did here? Here's a guy that's on the line of scrimmage. He drops back into coverage and makes the play.
40-yard attempt. Butler kicked in this direction from 40. Norm Johnson to 10. And right down the middle, it's even at 10. Johnson, who is 17 for 22 this year. We saw Zorich. That was his first sack of the year. That'll answer some of his recent critics as Johnson hits it down to the 13-yard line. This is Michael Timpson, the former Patriot, out to the 36 before he is brought down by Fred McAfee, who has become a star on the special teams. 24 on the return. McAfee leads the Steelers in special team tackles. Let's compare the two quarterbacks today, and both have had a hot hand. Kramer with a rare interception, for him only his 5th of this season, but also a touchdown pass. Both over 100 yards throwing.
Both quarterbacks really throwing the ball very well. And coming into this game, the one thing that makes them different from a lot of quarterbacks in this league, they can throw under adverse conditions and wind and the rain, doing a good job here today.
The timeouts left here in the first half. Bears have all 3, and Kramer fires to the sidelines. Tackled inbounds is Michael Timpson, one of the unrestricted free agents for the Bears this year, to put pressure on Conway and Graham to up their game. Randy Fuller made the stop. First down at midfield as they work toward the 2-minute warning here in the first half. Kramer again to throw. Intercepted. Greg Lloyd at the 40. Lloyd could go all the way. One more lineman to beat. Out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Greg Lloyd. It was Carnell Lake who was in on a blitz that forced Kramer to throw around Lake, and he threw it right to Greg Lloyd. Lloyd's first interception this year.
Well, again, the pressure by the Steeler defense makes Eric Kramer reload. He makes the mistake, something they said they had to get him to do.
Never question the playmaking talents of one Greg Lloyd. 4 consecutive Pro Bowls. He leads his team in tackles, leads in forced fumbles, has 3.5 sacks. His first interception of the year, his 8th career interception, and his longest return, 52 yards for Lloyd to give his team a chance. 2 minutes left in the half. 1st and goal inside the 5.
And so far this year, he leads them in fines.
Incomplete to Pegram. Let's go back to the interception. The chemistry of the turnover and the role of Carnell Lake.
Well, Eric Kramer, what's going to happen? Look to your right. Here comes Carnell Lake. Up top, makes him pull it down. Enables Greg Lloyd to drop back right into where he's trying to throw it. Carnell Lake jumps. He pulls it down. Greg Lloyd was dropping back. Gets right underneath the quick slant by the wide receiver. That's why Eric Kramer throws the interception.
Yeah, well, Lloyd at big meat hooks, he just throws everybody around. He runs through a player. Here comes James Williams. He just throws him on the ground. That's good running.
2nd and goal. Pegram can't get outside. No, sir. Well done by Marty Carter, the strong safety.
You know, we've seen some teams this year, some pretty good teams, Dick. And when you see safeties that play as well as these two safeties are playing, it makes a lot of difference in the secondary, and a lot, especially for running. When you try to run against safeties that are as physical as these two guys are, it's hard to do.
3-yard loss. 3rd and goal at the 7. To Pegram. Touchdown. O'Donnell showing that mature patience. He wanted to go right. Nothing developed. Little dump off to Pegram for the touchdown.
But when you have this kind of pressure and then you have the offense, credit the offensive line and picking up the blitz that was coming. These guys are coming up the field. O'Donnell has enough confidence in his offensive line. Looks around. He was looking to his right to throw the ball. Nothing there. Sees Pegram. He outruns Minner. Touchdown.
Well, what happened there, Paul? Eric Pegram steps up and does a good job of picking up the blitzing linebacker. He's on the ground and just gets up and by accident gets back into play. Neil O'Donnell does a good job of keeping his composure and finds him.
Norm Johnson adds the extra point. Eric Pegram celebrates his first reception touchdown as a Steeler. And Neil O'Donnell's first touchdown throw today.
Here's Eric Pegram right here. Watch, he's going to step up and block the blitzing linebacker right here. Neil O'Donnell's going to look to his right where the pattern is supposed to be thrown. Eric Pegram knocks his guy to the ground, gets up. Neil sees him, throws it to him, and does a good job of getting in the end zone.
Down.
Vincent Smith to the ground.
Smith, it stays on the ground. And back up. Isn't that great?
Well, we talked about intensity at the start today. That's a play made by an intense athlete. He would not quit. Eric Kramer, after his interception, doesn't like what he saw. So Lloyd's interception and 52-yard return against Eric Kramer becomes a 7-yard score against Eric Pegram. And Greg Lloyd's reaction. That's right. I should have gotten it myself.
Yeah, that's right. He should have.
I could have done it in one play. It took you guys 3 to get there.
Craig Lloyd has a weakness. He's not a good long-distance runner. That's what we finally found out. He does have one.
Yeah, well, I can't wait till we do these guys again, and I'm telling them you said that.
Yeah, well, no.
Pittsburgh here in the second quarter. Touchdown, field goal, touchdown on their 3 possessions to lead 17-10 as Johnson to kick it off. Again into the wind where the Bears have had some solid returns. He slides this one down on the ground. 25, at the 35 to the 37-yard line. Tackled by Chris Oldham. 22 on the return. Turnovers and the penalty of the mistake. 3 turnovers equal 14 points for Pittsburgh.
You know, there's the guy that always gave me that expression it's take away. Marv Levy said at Buffalo, take away, keep away. And they took it away, but they're not keeping it away.
I'll get out of here.
Time for the Bears. 1 minute 33 seconds left in the half to try to get the score back. Kramer to throw. Has a man open. Conway. He's inside the Steeler 45. Curtis Conway. 19 on the play.
Nice throw by Eric Kramer, throwing over the top of the defense. Soft enough where Curtis Conway can catch it in front of the corner. That's a good throw coming off of an interception.
And why don't you take a timeout when you have 3 timeouts on a long pass? I'm sorry.
Chad Brown and Andy Hitt got into it after the handoff. It goes to Anthony Johnson, who is rarely used on a run. That's only his 5th carry of the year. Flags fly after the 11-yard run. That stops the clock, and let's see who has to take the yardage. Good call, and Kramer thinks it's against Pittsburgh.
Well, Lewinberg comes in and blocks from behind. Number 58, who's the guard.
Retaliation. You always get caught when you're the second guy doing these things.
Personal foul. Yeah.
It's Pittsburgh.
Princeton Buckner retaliated after Jay Lewinberg hit him after the play was over.
58 is Lewinberg. He's the guy that starts this whole thing. Coming down on the right of your screen. See that? He hits Buckner right there and it just retaliates, and then the official sees it afterwards, but it was a clip from the back, number 1, that starts it.
Well, the Bears get a break there and a first down at the 17-yard line. 59 seconds left in the half. Johnson again, former Notre Dame fullback. Did he fumble? Steelers say yes. Ball on the ground. No signal from the officials. Darren Perry made the hit.
Right now we have about 11 officials on the field, Dick. We've got 7 original and then 4 guys in white shirts.
And a lot of digging and scratching.
Yeah, there's a lot going down there. It's going to take them a while to separate these players.
Look at that. There is an official. I think 110 recovered.
Oh,
That's Ron Botchin, my old teammate from the Los Angeles Chargers. Way to get in there, Botch.
The umpire Botchin trying to dig in to see. Must be pretty much of a two-man duel, and the Steelers win out. Another mistake by Chicago, the team that has been protecting the ball so well. 4 turnovers. Here it is. Anthony Johnson trying to get extra yardage.
I don't know about trying to get extra yardage. He's got the ball, but their head comes in and just knocks the ball away. That's Bell, number 40, puts his head in there, knocks the ball away.
Darren Perry recovers after Bell forced the fumble. I think that ought to be an official NFL statistic, forced fumbles. We always credit the man who comes off with the ball. Forced fumbles, so critical. That ought to be in the official list of NFL stats.
Yeah, but Perry's kind of happy. Interception, 2 fumble recoveries. He doesn't care who knocks it loose. He said, Bell, thanks a lot, but you're not going to get in my stat.
But it's always the guy who recovered who runs off with the ball and everyone cheers, but he didn't do the toughest work.
That's right.
Perry stops the Bears. That's really takes some life out of this Soldier Field crowd with 54 seconds left in the half. They've self-destructed and yet trail only 17-10, but that was their chance to tie it up. Chicago now takes a timeout and has 2 left. Well, it's one of the events that I enjoyed working many years, and you'll be able to enjoy it again, especially those of you who are fans of its elegance and athleticism. Figure skating and the World Figure Skating Professional Championships next Saturday. Mark it at 2 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern. Christy Yamaguchi and Katarina Witt, Scott Hamilton, some of the headliners. It's a world-class field of skating stars. Encore presentation, the World Professional Figure Skating Championships next Saturday, 2 o'clock Eastern on NBC.
Paul, you should go over there and commentate and talk about them double sow cows and things.
You know, when I was a kid, I'm not kidding you, I put skates on one time.
Yeah.
And my ankles held up for almost 6 seconds before they collapsed.
Well, you had that trouble without skates.
Yeah.
Not at that age, I didn't.
What collapse? Your ankles or the skates, though? I mean, what?
My ankles just went right in. I fell down. That was it.
2nd and 8. The Bears are going to try to force the Steelers to not get the first down here, but Pegram out to the 16-17 is close to that first down, and if so, that ruined the Bears' strategy of trying to stop the clock and have one last desperation chance.
Well, the Chicago Bear defense their offense today has just been stopped by their mistakes. They're moving the ball almost at will against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. So Dave Wanstead, I'm sure he's just going to go in there at halftime and say, stop the turnovers. We can score anytime we get the ball on this team, and we can win this game.
I agree with you totally, Phil. I mean, it isn't that the Pittsburgh Steelers have stopped the Chicago Bears.
You look at Eric Pegram, his contribution today, 28 rushing and 23 receiving, and both a rushing and receiving touchdown. You saw the Dave Wanstead, the mustache, and the fact that aside you were asking about the scar in that mustache on the right side. He said that was a 3rd-grade baseball bat that got me and knocked out all my teeth on the right side. Just can you imagine coming home to mom and dad and no teeth? Somebody on a backswing caught him with a bat.
Don't you love the fact when Bill Cowher says, you know, when I come through Chicago in the offseason, people at the airport come up to me and say, hey, congratulations, nice season, coach.
Yeah, they think I'm Wanstead whenever I go through O'Hare.
Well, at least he had a good year, and they're telling him good things. It could be the other way around.
Bill doesn't stop either. He says, thank you very much. It's very nice of you to say that.
Yeah, he flies through Indianapolis when Chicago has a losing year. 3rd and 1, and on the sneak, it looks to be good enough for a Pittsburgh first down as they just wedge out behind Dermontti Dawson, and that'll end it for this first half. First half with uncharacteristic mistakes by the Chicago Bears, and the Steelers took advantage and the lead 17-10.
the Bears and the Steelers are both moving the ball whenever they want to move the ball. It's just the 4 turnovers that has Chicago out of this ball game right now.
Yeah, one thing stuck on my mind. The Pittsburgh Steelers defense said, we got to disrupt Eric Kramer's rhythm. They did it 3 times. He threw 2 interceptions. The 3rd time, he almost threw 1 to Kevin Green. It was just a little short.
It is kind of fascinating, the Bears' quick throw offense. How do you stop that? Well, one of the ways is by early pressure. You have to bring the ball back down and try something else, and it led particularly to the Lloyd long interception return, 52 yards, and the touchdown by Pegram at the end of the first half. And there's Greg Lloyd as light snow flurries start to fall, and Todd Sauerbrunn tees it up and sends it on its way through the. Well, this is November now. This is the time where if you're a fan, you identify yourself.
Hey, you get a lot of this in San Diego, don't you?
Yeah, that's but I do love it. Down to Mills at the 15. Twisted at the 30 and fights to the 32-yard line. Let's check Neil O'Donnell and Eric Kramer's work in the first half. Oh, O'Donnell, only 4 hit the ground.
Neil doing a good job of accuracy, but his decision-making has really been excellent, not even throwing into coverage or getting it where a defender has a chance to intercept it.
And Kramer, who leads the league in touchdown passes with 19, 2 picks, and had thrown only 4 through 8 games.
And really, those interceptions came from the fact that he does not like to take sacks, and that's why he threw 2 of them, trying to get rid of the ball before he got sacked.
Neil O'Donnell and the Steelers go to work first on offense. Mark through to the tight end in motion, and it's Pegram. Nothing there. Coming up was Anthony Marshall. A fumble on the play, and the Bears say they have it. They do.
You know, we talked about how well the safeties are playing. Well, they've got Anthony Marshall, number 36, listed as a safety, and he steps up and makes the play.
Wait a minute now. The anger of Wanstead indicating that maybe they're not going to give the Bears the fumble. The ball down, says Howard Rowe.
And it still doesn't take away from the play of number 36, Anthony Marshall. I mean, this guy, look at this. He's sitting there, he's waiting. Peter comes up and he hits him. The ball's out. That's a fumble, folks.
It's a fumble.
Now, that's 2 that we've seen today that haven't been called that should have been called.
Zorich recovered.
Anthony Marshall just stuck his helmet right on the football. Chris Zorich, who had wonderful penalty.
After the conference, fumble ruled on the field, recovered by Chicago.
Good.
First down.
All right. And first, I was going to ask, with all the officials, all the angles, someone must have seen it as we did, and that was the case.
See, now, there's nothing wrong with correcting a mistake. The only error ever made is an uncorrected mistake. And these guys went out there, the officials talked it over, came up with the right decision. Bill, you're not going to be happy with it, I understand that, but it is the right decision. They'll never get that 12 men on the field right, though, I don't think.
But again, the forced fumble, Anthony Marshall gets the credit. Zorich falls on it, and just what Wanstead wanted, I'm sure. He talked about a big play early, down 17-10. They start at the 32. Whoops. Big Cat Williams, the right tackle.
You know, Dick, when I see Big Cat Williams, the guy that does that filming, I mean, you've seen it so many times. You're lineman, you're all set up there. You got the play call.
We got a false start on number 71 offense.
But when you do this,
penalty,
you know you got to be the dumbest guy in the building. Everybody else is standing there, and you go forward, and it's like, oh, please, somebody hit me. Just go ahead and whack me because I need it.
But 6'7", 335 pounds. I don't think you call him dumb.
Chris Zorich, who's a happy man. He's got a sack today and a fumble recovery, and very popular. He's so active in charitable work throughout the Chicago area. And off to Salam, who was held in check in the first half. He's to the 33 before Chad Brown can make the stop. Former teammates at Colorado.
He was tackled by Chad Brown.
Salam, the rookie, and Eric Pegram, the key runners today. Pegram with 28 yards, and Salam only 8 yards gained in 5 attempts the first half.
Salam, you said before, Dick, a very mature 21-year-old. Of course, he didn't have much time to talk to us yesterday. He was on his way to the airport.
He said hi, though. I think he was scared of you, Paul.
I think so.
2nd and 10.
Double blitz.
From the tight end, and Keith Jennings gets about 7 more to the 25-yard line.
You got to remember one thing about the Chicago Bear offense. Right here, you're going to see the safety come up and blitz. Eric Kramer does a good job of seeing it, throws to his tight end. But they played the Carolina Panthers once in exhibition season, once during the regular season. Dom Capers comes from Pittsburgh. So Chicago is used to seeing this defense ready for the blitzes, and they should handle them well.
Third and a short 3. And Salam protecting the ball with both hands as he tries tackle and is going to be close. Just inside the 18.
Did you see Kirkland come in, number 99, and make the stop? He was down on his knee shaking his head. No.
They're going to measure. Dave once said it'll either be a first down at the inside the 18 or 4th and inches.
It's going to be short. 4th and inches.
You haven't missed one of these all year.
No, that's the only thing I have left is one right eye. And baby is working. 4th and inches. Hold it. Get a stretch out there. 4th and inches.
No, you were wrong. 4th and inch.
4th and inch. Well, if it's over an inch, it could be inches.
Okay. So obviously, Wannstedt is going to go for it as he sends in a second tight end, Ryan Whitnight.
Well, as a quarterback, when it's 3rd and 3, you always think when a running play comes in that if we get close, the coach is telling me we're going to go for it on 4th down, and that's what I thought right there. You're going to run for it on 3rd and 3, you've got to go for it on 4th.
I'm waiting for the crowd to say, we want Flanagan. We want Flanagan.
Yeah, he's not in there now.
He only comes in, he's a real specialist. He only comes in on the goal line.
Oh, I see. Well, there he is.
Dad played with the Green Bay Packers in Super Bowl II, linebacker. 4th and inches. Carter and Salone behind Kramer. And Kramer shakes it. Didn't get much, but didn't need much. And it's a good spot. From here, it appears he has the first down at the 17.
Sometimes I wonder how an official that's on the sideline can come in and make a mark when a guy like Kramer, a little bitty guy like that, amongst 4,000 pounds, he goes in there and they're going to make a spot. I mean, the only guy that can see how far he went would be, to me, the referee or the umpire.
Well, come on, Eagle Eyes. Let's see it.
Well, he's got this. Yeah, he's got it by the nose of the ball. The nose of the ball.
Dick,
you know, you should have been an ophthalmologist.
Yeah. Dick, I'm just waiting for the one time he's wrong. I mean, that's when we can get on him.
I'm not perfect, but I've never made a mistake. Here we go. It's going to be the nose of the ball now. Pull it out.
Can't stand the drama.
Pull it out.
Right.
Oh, boy, the nose. Well, see the nose of the ball?
That was that nose. Oh, you got to turn around. You thought the nose would be the other way.
If they had turned the ball around, it would have been that other nose.
Bend that nose. You're right.
You're slipping.
Yeah, I know.
So first down, Bears at the 17. Early in the second half, trying to convert an early fumble into a touchdown to tie it up. Conway in motion. Salam. Whoa! Side wheel down at the 16 by Darren Perry.
Good job right there of Rashaan Salam, being patient and letting his blockers open up the hole. One problem he's had in the past, the last couple games, is being a little too quick in his decision making. Watch him right here. He cuts into the left, sees a little hole, breaks back to the right, and really gets good positive yards on first down.
We've seen a lot of young backs this year, Dick, and that's one thing that they have, the mistake that they make. They're not patient enough.
2nd and 4. You saw Jerry Osofsky, the veteran, charge, and Salam hit hard. Short yardage there. LaVon Kirkland at number 99 at Pittsburgh. Another big hit.
Jerry Osofsky, number 55. The linebacker for Pittsburgh Steelers. 2 years ago, the guy tears his knee up. They don't even think he's ever going to play again. And here he is playing. He started last week. He says it's been the first time that I started. He was really happy about it.
Ligaments from a cadaver. And Bill Cowher says, I'm serious. He said, we've timed him. He's faster now than he was as a rookie.
That really is amazing. That just shows, that tells you a lot about him as a person, how hard he worked. Total knee construction. Comes back not only to play again, but to be faster and be successful.
Well, let me explain something to you. There's a reason for it, boys.
What's that?
Yeah,
It's in my home hometown, Youngstown, Ohio. Now, only guys in Youngstown, Ohio could do something like that. Take a cadaver and make it work.
Oh, so what's he going to have a penchant for as he gets older in life? That's what I want to know.
You notice how he talked through that one, gave us the whole Youngstown thing. He didn't want to commit himself in that last minute.
Yeah.
First down for the Bears at the 12. Grinding it out after the fumble recovery. Fake to Salam. Wide open is Carter. Touchdown. Tony Carter. His first of the year, his first career touchdown.
You know, Phil, the way he came out of the backfield, there was just no question the ball was going to him. He's coming out at full speed, knowing that they're going to throw him the football.
Well, Paul, that touchdown is just a direct result of running the football with success. The defense was guessing run. The Bears change up on them. The players on defense just don't react well to it.
And now Kevin Butler to tie it up. 17 all.
All right, 99, that's a back, Judge. He's standing right here. But wait a second. Now, watch this here when you see the right foot. Phrase it right there. Here's the right foot. That's out of bounds. And look where the ball is at the 1 yard line. They blow the call. It's no touchdown.
Well, Tony Carter's going to take it anyway, and he has it already stored away. His first NFL score. Well out of bounds. The official concentrating on the goal line didn't see the foot down at the 1. It's tied at 17 in Chicago with 11 minutes left in the third. Sauerbrunn scuffs one downfield to the 22. Fred McAfee hit hard at the 28-yard line. Full moon over Lake Michigan. We're at Soldier Field on the shores of that great lake. 17-17, the Steelers start from their 28. O'Donnell goes down. The sack by Simpson. Carl Simpson, the second Bear sack today.
No, you talk about the guy that causes the fumble, Dick, and he doesn't get credit for anything. The guy that recovers it does. Well, here's a coverage sack, and Simpson makes the best of it. O'Donnell has no place to throw the football. This sack should go to the entire defense in the secondary, but it goes to number 98, Carl Simpson. Look at this. O'Donnell has no place to throw the ball because everybody's covered. Bang, goes down.
Simpson playing at the defensive right end for the injured Al Fontenot. 2nd and 20. The number 20 of the Steelers out to the 23, a pickup of 4.
Well, the one thing that we've known so far in this ball game, and we hit it on the head at the halftime, is that turnovers have stopped these teams. The Steelers come out, the second play or first play of scrimmage, they have a fumble. The Bears tie the ball game back up on a questionable touchdown. Then now here are the Bears playing solid defense.
Steelers successful on a long third down. Remember, they threw the long pass to Cordell Stewart in this game. 3rd and 15. O'Donnell buys some time on the roll to the right. Down he goes, another sack. This time 99, Jim Flanagan. He's the new superhero in Chicago.
Yeah, smile on his face.
That smile. And there's his buddy Chris Zorge. These two, every time you around practice, are always together. Here's Jim Flanagan right here. Keep an eye on him on the play. It really just comes down to hustle. He gets caught inside, and he'll sprint out. Keeps going, keeps hustling. Comes back, makes the play.
Stark partially blocked. His punt partially blocked. Out of bounds at the 39. Anthony Marshall, did he get in there again? He is their specialist, has 2 block punts this year against Minnesota and another against Green Bay. 36, see if he's the man. No, it wasn't him. Run start. A 22-yard punt. Looks as if he just pulled up on it. And the Bears again playing in Pittsburgh's half of the field at the 39. Play action Kramer. He has 2 throws today for touches. To the sidelines to Conway. Oh, he was about to make a hip and a move and a skip and onto the center of the field. Bell may have saved a touchdown with that ankle tackle.
Well, this is what happens when you keep everybody in, the tight end and backs. It gives your receiver a chance to go down the field and make 2 moves. Turn Willie Williams all the way around. He goes down and makes a good catch right there. But that's what happens when a quarterback gets deep and has that extra time. The receiver can make a double move.
19 yards for Conway. Touchdown pass earlier. Inside go the Bears, and Salam stopped by Bell. Curtis Conway, he was the #1 pick, the 7th player selected in the draft 2 years ago, and highly touted out of the Southern California, and a tough kid out of the inner city of Los Angeles. And he got here to Chicago, and of all things, he had a problem.
He got homesick. I mean, he wanted to, we think about getting homesick when you go from high school to college. Even these pro guys, let's don't forget, they're young, 21, 22 years old. They miss home, their girlfriends and their mom.
Had only 19 catches as a touted rookie, but he has really matured here in his 3rd season. Salam plowing behind a good surge by that offensive line. Perry and Fontenot, and now Ozine for Andy Heck, who's out with a muscle injury.
Well, he must have got caught up in that traffic we got caught up in yesterday. That'll make you homesick. Yeah. we spent 3 days in the car yesterday. Yeah. I never saw anything like it. Where are these people going?
Up to Lake Forest, where the training camp of the Bears, and then back up to O'Hare Airport, one of the hotels to visit with the Steelers. Oh, we got some frequent car mileage yesterday.
Well, Paul made all the time pass very quickly having him in there.
That's right. Yeah. 3rd and 4, Chicago. Kramer, the quick pass, wide open. Ryan Whitnight, touchdown. The 3rd touchdown pass by Kramer, 21 this year. That's the most in 30 seasons for the Bears.
I'll tell you one thing, when you go to blitz on Kramer and you have no one to pick up the tight end, I mean, Lloyd thought he was there.
Butler's try for point. So the short field for the Bears, a fumble recovery, a short punt. They drive quickly, 2 touchdowns and the lead, 24-17. Butler to kick it off. His last kick bounced it around the 30-yard line. Whether that was one of those semi-onsiders, we don't know. They tried that in Minnesota, and he had it wide open, kicked it out of bounds. Wynn catches this one, dies at the 17, and that's Ernie Mills on the run. Greeted in midair at the 34-yard line. And trying to steal the ball. 17-yard return. Let's look at the touchdown again.
Here, Pittsburgh's going to blitz right here. Here comes Ryan Wednight across. Here's a safety. There's nobody to cover Ryan Wednight as he goes out into the flat. Here you're going to see nobody on him. Eric Kramer recognizes that, get rid of the ball very quickly.
Well, see, the thing about it is Bell, who was a safety, took the tight end to the inside, and he's supposed to slide to the outside. You see Cowher talking to Bell now, saying, "Hey, you got to take the right guy. You're not sliding."
Rudy Bukic, 30 years ago, the last man to throw as many touchdown passes as Eric Kramer. Run, start, short punt, leading to that score on 1st down. O'Donnell down the middle to the tight end, Mark Groner, incomplete, and he was hit hard. The middle of that defense by Marty Carter and Mark Carrier, those 2 safeties, and he got a pile of Soldier Field in his face.
Marty Carter is down. He's a safety that hit. Here comes the ball in. Bruner is there. There's Carrier, and Carter hits Carrier.
Yeah, Mark Carrier runs into Marty Carter and hits him in the head right there, and you see he goes right down to the ground.
Is Marty Carter.
Well, they tend to their strong safety.
65,000 fans attending the November 19th game.
Bears leading 24-17.
The Bears had a rush on. Had Stark stretched his leg out and kicked the ball, it probably would have been blocked and may have had a touchdown right there. So what he did is he pulled his leg short to get the ball straight up in the air so it wouldn't have been blocked. I thought he did a great job with it. And I think the defensive special teams coach also said, hey, look, there's nothing else you could have done. They were going to shove it down your throat.
They still working on Carter. They have him in a sitting position. Now, that's one of those 3 men on a collision course, and both going after the receiver, and said the 2 defenders head butted. You see the temperatures dropping and the human heat creating some interesting pictures. John Gonzalez, our director, John Ferretis, our producer here in Chicago. Into the eyes of the Chicago Bears, who have come out of the halftime speech of Dave Wanstead with some spirited play.
Well, I agree with Phil. I think what he said to us, look, we're moving the ball. We're doing the things that we need to do to win this football game. The one thing that we're doing wrong is we're turning it over. Hold on to the football.
Time remaining in the third. 7-point Chicago lead, overcoming a 17-10 Pittsburgh advantage at the intermission. 2nd and 10 for O'Donnell. He got to his second receiver, and it's Yancey Thigpen, and a first down at the Chicago 48.
Good job by Neil O'Donnell right there. He's got 3 receivers to his left. Chicago does a good job of covering all 3. Yancey Thigpen is to his right, single coverage against Jeremy Lincoln, and wow, 2 good moves, gets wide open on the in cut, and Neil O'Donnell throws a strike.
Yeah, they're the patience to be able to stay as long as you can with your intended target to the left and then pick up your open man. Thigpen having a Pro Bowl season. O'Donnell. Sorich after him. He throws it away. Spellman was also in pursuit of the quarterback. He got it beyond the line of scrimmage, out of bounds. Nothing wrong with that.
Everybody's going crazy right here, but he's outside the pocket. Neil O'Donnell's is allowed to throw it away, and Alonzo Spellman sees him coming that away, and I don't know. I guess.
Well, you can throw it away. As long as you throw it to the line of scrimmage, you've got to go to the line of scrimmage. Hey, he's throwing the ball. There's nobody out there. Well, Alonzo, close your eyes, Alonzo.
As long as it crosses the line of scrimmage, it is not intentional grounding now.
Now, did you see Pegram again? Blocked?
Did he get him?
You bet he did. I'm watching Pegram. He's making some great blocks.
Boy, Spellman with Singletary eyes. Twice that Minter has made a play today. Backup middle linebacker.
Good job by Barry Minter. He sees that it's going to be a sweep. Reads the pull right here. Watch him hit the gap. He's going to see the run right there, and he's going to come running through there right in front of Damani Dawson and makes the tackle for a loss.
Well, what happened? Damani Dawson, the center, gets caught up inside. That's his man. He's supposed to block Minter, get across to get him, which is a hard block to do. But he gets trapped inside, Damani Dawson, and he can't get out. Minter makes the play. That's read and react.
Great athlete in Texas. He was an All-State pole vaulter, Minter. 3rd and 14. Make it 15 officially. O'Donnell well protected. Hits Charles Johnson, and it's a first down at the Bear 34.
Now, I'm going to tell you, the reason he hit Charles Johnson? Contact lenses.
There you go. That helps.
Carl Johnson, they found out that this guy, his vision was impaired. So he goes, they sent him to the doctor last week. They found out he has impaired vision, so now they put contact lenses on him. And Neil O'Donnell said, this guy's catching everything. He said he was jumping too soon. That time, he jumped perfectly. He said, I'm throwing balls down the field. And Charles Johnson, I'm looking at him in the film, and he jumps the ball, not even close to it. He said, what are you doing?
And Johnson didn't realize he had 20/50 vision instead of 20/20. And those contact lenses, he was on time there. Thigpen, and he's jarred away from the ball by Mark Carrier's tackle.
Good reaction there by Jeremy Lincoln. It's a blitz by the Chicago Bear defense, and Yancey Thigpen is singled up outside one-on-one. Watch here, he's going to make a little move to the outside, and he's running what they call that skinny post, and well, I'll tell you what, Mark Carrier comes over and breaks the ball up.
You bet. I'll say Lincoln, the catch was made by Thigpen, and Ed Carrier comes in and just cremates him. I mean, it's unbelievable watching these guys, these safeties work.
Well, that's a trademark of Dave Wanstead's defense in Dallas. Good safety work, and he's got that now working for him here in Chicago.
2nd and 10. The draw to Pegram. He's inside the Bear 30 to the 28, a gain of 5. Barry Minter again, the tackler, and Pegram slow getting up.
You know, we were talking to Coach yesterday, Pittsburgh Steelers, Bill Cowher, and we said to him, does this Chicago team look a lot like the Dallas team? And he said, only on defense, not so much on offense.
Well, on offense, what they do on offense, they have 5 or 6 runs. They have the running game of the Dallas Cowboys, but the passing game resembles more the 49ers. Quick rhythm, get rid of it on 3 steps, never take a sack. That's the things they do that are positive on offense.
On 3rd and 5. Dropped at the 17-yard line. It was Andre Hastings. He had it. Couldn't pull it home.
Boy, was this, well, I'll tell you something. This was a perfect pass. Look where this ball is thrown by Neil O'Donnell. He sees Hastings, and that's at the last second. This ball throws, hits him right in the chest with the ball. You've got to catch those.
On comes Norm Johnson. Johnson has the advantage of a following wind. This one will be from outside the 35. Right now, the way Stark is setting up, 46 yards. Johnson's longest this year, 47. This is right at his limit at age 35. Good sound, good distance. Bears lead cut to 4 on the 46-yard field goal from Norm Johnson. Now a scoring fest. The pleasure of the sellout crowd at Soldier Field. 4:17 left in the 3rd as Johnson kicks it off. Spins down to the Bear 10-yard line. Nate Lewis, who had a 52-yarder in the first half, and he's crushed at the 32 on this one. Dante Jones leading the way. First Bear with 20 touchdowns or more in 30 years since Rudy Bukic was at the controls. And he now moves up on the all-time list. Sid Luckman in 43, a war year. That was a 10-game season when number 42, a Hall of Famer, threw 28. And then in 47, a 12-game season had 24. Lou Jack, Billy Wade, and Kramer. And this just the 9th game of the season with 21. Back to work, completes this one to Jeff Graham. Graham with a first down, 12 on the pickup.
I still think that the Pittsburgh Steelers, even though they got in some trouble with the blitz, in order, the way this offensive line has been blocking for the Bears this entire season, they're going to have to send more than just the up front 3 people. You're going to have to send at least 5, at least get in his face and create some things that they did in the first half.
You sit in zone coverage, they'll flood the field, and he will get rid of the ball quick and find the open holes.
Now Salam. The 46 push back. Kirkland finishing the work started by Olszewski and Kevin Green. You know, back to Kramer a moment. Here's a man that was the Atlantic Coast Conference Player of the Year at North Carolina State. No one drafted him. New Orleans took him as a free agent and let him go. Atlanta gave him a try. Didn't work out. Went to Calgary and the CFL for a couple of years.
Didn't like that.
Yeah, it's amazing. He lands in Detroit, and first time he goes in, he changes the play, audibilizes it, and scores a touchdown on a pass. They call him Brass. He said, "You got some nerve, young man." Brass to Salam.
You know, he really, the one thing about him when he was in Detroit, he always had success. He threw the ball well, led him to victories, led him to the NFC Championship game one year, but he never, for some reason, got in favor with the head coach, Wayne Fontes.
I guarantee you, we talked about this yesterday, and we asked Dave Wanstead about it. I said, if you go around anybody in the National Football League, and there are 30 teams, and you say, give me 15 quarterbacks, this guy's name won't come up. And in order for him to be recognized by anyone, Dick, he's going to have to win a Super Bowl and take this team on into the playoffs, because people just, they don't mention his name, and he is a solid quarterback.
Well, you're right, Paul, but you got to have success more than just a half a year. He needs a couple years of this kind of success, and they'll take notice of him around the league.
3rd and a long 5, incomplete. And Conway knew that there were yellow jerseys around. Lake and Fuller taking aim.
But did you see that time the pressure that was on Kramer? He has to throw this ball before he wants to. That ball hits him in the hands. He should catch the football.
It was a good job. There was a blitz again by the Pittsburgh Steelers right there. You can see Brinston Buckner coming in. Puts the hit on Eric Kramer. Makes him throw it just a second before he's ready.
First punt of the day for Todd Sauerbrunn. And the fair catch, Andre Hastings at the Steeler 22-yard line. 30 yards on the punt.
I love that yesterday when you talked to Sauerbrunn, Dick says, hey, Sauerbrunn, what is that? He looked for a second. He said, German.
I said, how's that translate?
He says, German.
German.
On first down from the 22, and on the corner blitz, Jeremy Lincoln has the Bears' 4th sack.
A page out of the Pittsburgh Steelers defense.
It sure is. Jeremy Lincoln coming off the short corner right there. Anytime the ball is on the left hash, here you see him right here coming. Anytime the ball is on the left hash, that corner from the backside can come, and the quarterback does not recognize it. Neil O'Donnell does not see it, and Jeremy Lincoln gets the sack.
Jim Flanagan was right in there, too, around the ankles. Loss of 8. 2 tight ends now for the Steelers. Pegram. Oh, look at him take on tacklers. Battles back to the sticks where it'll be 3rd and 10.
You know who he took on? Was that Alonzo Spellman? I'm going to take a look on the outside. Pegram, number 20. Here he comes. No, Spellman's blocked to the inside. Here he comes up. He comes back to the outside. It's just, an outstanding run. Burton was there to make the tackle. He can't make the tackle, and Mentor comes up and makes it. But, Pegram, I just really like what he does on all parts of the game. Have they thrown the ball to him today? I don't think they have they?
Well, the touchdown.
Oh, that's all.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, isn't it? Timeout for the Bears with 3rd and 11. And Mark Carrier didn't have the right personnel on the field. Well, we're looking forward to next week going to the Meadowlands. It'll be our first look at the Oakland Raiders this year, who are victory today gives them a 7-2 record. The Giants were trying to rally, and it'll bring back some more memories. Last time we saw you there, Phil, you were throwing to your old man Lawrence Taylor on the night they honored you.
That's right. That's the last good pass I threw there. Lawrence did a good job of going downfield and catching it, but it will be good to go back to see the Oakland Raiders, like you said, Dick. I think physically one of the most imposing teams in the league, and I think they're one of the favorites, I think, to win the AFC Championship.
I'll tell you, the night they retired your jersey, I had tears in my eyes. I was cutting onions at the time. Yeah. But I'm not kidding you. I thought that pass to Lawrence Taylor was the greatest throw you've ever made.
Well, you just never saw me play. I
saw you play. I did some of your games, as a matter of fact. That was the greatest throw you've ever made.
Let's see, how many years with Dan Reeves for you, Phil?
Just 1 year with Dan Reeves, yes. He'd seen enough, and he said, it's time to move on,
Well,
Phil.
This is your chance to get even.
Yeah, that's right. I'll remind him of that this week.
Boy, I bet he's going to be glad to see you.
3rd and 11. Giants within 2 at Seattle.
Another blitz.
O'Donnell down the middle. Intercepted by Marshall. Anthony Marshall at the 30-yard line. He's made some big plays for the Bears today.
Boy, was he waiting on this.
He reads the quarterback's eyes, and let me show you what happens here. Here's the blitz by Chicago. Here's Anthony Marshall. He has the back. The back doesn't come out. Now he reads Neil O'Donnell's eyes, and one thing as a quarterback on a blitz and crossing routes, look backside to make sure about that free defender that's there. He does not look and see.
Boy, here he is on the right of your screen on the top side. Look at him, and you're absolutely right. All he's doing is looking at Neil O'Donnell, and he makes the play. That's outstanding.
That's an outstanding catch.
Yes, it is, and I'll tell you what, Neil knows he made a mistake because Ron Earhart, the one thing he teaches you on a blitz, never throw those in cuts across the field. The free man to get it.
Reverse to Conway, and the speedster has 10, 15, 17 yards.
What a block by Keith Jennings. Keeps Kevin Green away from the play the whole time, sustains the block for a long time.
Well, this is what the tight ends are supposed to do. The tight ends on a play like this, left of your screen. You see Green 91 and the Jennings is 85. Watch this. All he has to do is keep contact with him. And Green can't get his arm out and make the play. Just an outstanding play. Willie Williams, the corner, doesn't come up and make the tackle. First down.
Anthony Marshall's first interception of the year. The Bears have spent this third quarter in Pittsburgh's half of the field. 3 touchdowns out of 4 trips inside the 20. Kramer looking for his 4th touchdown of the day. No way this time as Carnell Lake denies Jeff Graham.
Jeff Graham has the ball. Carnell Lake at the last second puts his arm up between his 2 arms and knocks the ball away. This is outstanding defense. Here comes Carnell Lake, number 37. Graham here, watch. He has the ball. Now look, boom, his hand's in there, knocks the ball out.
Good job. Let's don't forget, Carnell Lake is at safety up till 2 weeks ago. Now he's playing corner one-on-one against one of his ex-teammates, Jeff Graham, and makes a super play right there to break up the touchdown.
Playing out there, we expect to see Rod Woodson, who might return if the Steelers make it to the playoffs. Draw to Salon. Runs into something pretty thick and hard and stops dead cold at the 10-yard line. Final seconds of the third period. A quarter that favored the Chicago Bears. Will return. Welcome back to Kenberg with Phil Simms, Paul McGuire. The Bears lead 24-20 and growling for more. 3rd and 6 at the 10 of the Steelers. Kramer with a fake. Incomplete. Conway trying to keep his feet inbound, standing on the tiptoes and couldn't bring it in.
Oh, I'm going to tell you something. Conway, what a great throw by Kramer. He sees Willie Williams out there covering. So what does he do? He throws back to the inside, away from Williams. And Conway should have caught the ball. Watch this when he throws this ball. See, he's on the outside, Conway. Now watch where he throws it. Back to the inside, away from the defender. That's outstanding.
Paul, that's something you've seen a lot in this league. When the defender has your back to you, throw to his back shoulder, make the receiver adjust.
27-yard attempt by Butler. Wow, it's good. Barely hooked it inside that left upright. The Bears 27, the Steelers 20. Chicago overcoming a 7-point deficit at halftime as Butler, with the win, sends it down to Ernie Mills. Mills breaks out at the 35. Across the 50 and down at the 45 of Chicago, but a flag is down way back at the Steelers 17. And it looked like one of those inescapable hand in the back.
That Oldham 24 for Pittsburgh.
Mills apparently, as he was tackled, not as yet up.
Oh, they're calling it against Chicago.
There's no flag on the play. The block was from the side. First down.
That's a lovely. You got to be kidding.
Charles Johnson was the injured player, but apparently all right.
There's Oldham. Does that block? Well, I'll tell you.
He had his head in front at first, and I would not call that a penalty, Paul.
Paul.
I see that look you're giving me.
Paul.
You know what? This game would be in real trouble if you guys were calling it.
Yeah, you're right. I would very seldom call a penalty. He calls them all.
This would be the first time you'd ever see referees in a fist fight.
Yeah.
There's the score through 3 as we open this fourth quarter with a field goal by the Bears, who have taken advantage of superb field position. Turnovers plaguing Pittsburgh in the second half, as it did Chicago in the first. But great kickoff return again by Mills. Starts at the 45. O'Donnell to the sidelines, and open there is Thigpen, and a first down, 34. Going down the hill now and toward the playoffs. 7. It's Pegram inside the block and inside the 30 before he's wrapped up by Vincent Smith. former Dallas Cowboy, and Pegram inspired by Red Fox and his many Sanford and Son tapes that he played.
Well, speaking of Sanford and Son, John L. Williams, watch this. Look at the block. Mangum, he gets him, takes him to the outside, opens up the hole. That's nice. And one back blocks for another back.
John L's had an excellent day blocking on the run. Every time I've watched him so far, he's made the block, sustains it, gets his man out of the way, makes it easy for the runner trailing him.
And has great hands.
Big hands.
Yes, he does.
Second down and about 4.5. Underneath, Thigpen. He's down by contact. That should be no fumble. No, it's down by contact at the 19. He had already hit the ground when the ball popped out. 9 yards on the play and first down for Pittsburgh at the 19.
It's another good job by Neil O'Donnell going to the receiver that's singled on the field. It's a blitz by Chicago. Yancey Thigpen on the in cut right there. Does a good job going up for the catch. Looks like he's down before the ball's gone.
He's down. Now, Williams is back in the game. You mentioned something about hands. You put your hands up against John L. Williams' hands. Look at this play. Now, see, he's down. He's on the ground. Now the ball comes out. That's a good call by the official. We'll get to John L.'s hands in a minute.
63 yards on 6 catches for Thigpen. Underneath the Thigpen. What a catch.
What a footwork, huh? A catch and a route. That is something you work on in practice.
Phil, Lincoln is saying that Thigpen pushed off on this play to the outside. The throw is absolutely perfect. Thigpen runs him into the corner and then comes right back to the ball. Nice catch, getting his feet in bounds.
Excellent job of man coverage. You'll see Jeremy Lincoln right on him on a bump. He goes down the field, makes him think he's going long. Neil O'Donnell anticipates the move outside, throws it in there. No push off right there. Good route and throw.
First and goal at the 6-yard line. Pegram. Touchdown.
John L. Williams.
John L. Williams delivers the block on the corner, and Pegram has his 3rd touchdown today.
John L. Williams and Justin Strelzik does a wonderful job of sealing it. Getting outside. John L. comes around, makes a good block. Watch right here. You'll see Mark Bruner, the tight end, makes a block. Justin Strelzik leading the way. He seals it. John L. Williams comes around, gets rid of John Mangum. Eric Pegram walks into the end zone.
That's Mangum again. That's the second time John L.'s blocked this guy. One on one side, one on the other side.
I think John L. likes that matchup, him against John Mangum. There's a little size difference there.
Big day for Pegram. 3 touchdowns, and now Johnson to tie it up. We've got a burner going in the cool of Chicago in the 4th quarter. Oh my, I'm not sure the lens is wide enough to get the 3 of us in here. Yeah, the game's had everything, including crucial kick returns. There, another big return by Mills sets up the touchdown for Pittsburgh.
You know, the interesting thing about this game, we're just looking at 5 out of the 6 touchdowns are into the wind, so they're using the wind at their advantage.
Yeah, they are. I mean, Chicago and Pittsburgh, I mean, all these years, defense, and these offenses today, both are executing very well. And if it wasn't for a few fumbles, the score would be a lot higher, probably in the mid to high 30s, but the fumbles have stopped a few scores.
27-27 as Johnson hits one low, makes some crazy bounces, and finally Timpson brings it back to the 33-yard line.
One of the things I say about using the wind to their advantage, I said 5 of the 6 touchdowns have been scored into the wind. Using that wind to their advantage, the throwers are throwing behind the defenders, and the ball is being held up, but they're using that wind into their face as an advantage.
Randy Fuller, the fallen Steeler.
I'll tell you what it says, though, Paul. Just, you're right. What a comment. I mean, these 2 quarterbacks, they both play in cities and stadiums where they're going to get wind and rain and adverse conditions. And it just shows you, Dave Wanstead, many articles this week, made a point that the wind and bad weather will not hurt us.
And the other point is, then you build a running game. We're not seeing that either. Wide open at Soldier Field today.
Soldier Field,
This one becoming a marathon of sorts at 27. First down at the 32. Salam breaking a tackle, and the young back who weighs around 225 to 230. I mean, he consistently gets through that first tackler.
First thing that I noticed Friday, we went to practice. I looked at him. I just couldn't get over how big he was. I saw him on TV at Colorado all those years. I just didn't think he was that tall and that big.
Well, Henry thought he had him in the backfield, and he didn't.
4 yards on the play. Make it 3. Second down, and well, it is 4 officially. Kramer downfield to Graham. Carnell Lake finally gets him. Oh, it was Olszewski running back. They twisted Graham right into Olszewski's assist.
Something the Chicago Bears very seldom do is take a 7-step drop by the quarterback. They do, and watch Jeff Graham. It gives him plenty of time to fake the post, go outside, break. Eric Kramer anticipates. Carnell Lake does a good job of coverage, but that's a long throw down the field with good protection.
And Olszewski had a long run at him too, Dick. You're absolutely right. He came down and drilled him.
111 yards for Graham on 5 catches today. Leading receiver again this year, 45, a former Steeler who has really become quite a target as a Bear. Fake to Salam. Kramer, down he goes, and that will be a sack, the first today and only the 5th sack against the Bears quarterback all season long.
Ray Seals. I mean, they sent everybody that time. Olszewski steps up into the line. He shows blitz. They got Green coming from the outside. Olszewski, you see him there at 55 in the line of scrimmage. And watch Seals. He comes up. He's on the tight end, throws him, or gets not on the tight end. Excuse me. He's on the tackle, and it makes a play.
Second down and 15. So Kramer only 6 interceptions all year, only 5 sacks, and the Bears never are called for holding. They do such a great job of protecting him within the rules. This is Robert Green, who fumbled in the first half. Picks up 4 or 5 yards inside the Pittsburgh 45. This is a stat that I just find hard to believe. The last time the Bears were called for holding was November 20th last year. That's a whole season.
That is really incredible. Well, that's a credit to the offensive line, but it goes to your coach, Tony Wise, the coach of that offensive line, the assistant head coach. What a job he's doing here. He's the one that really built that Dallas Cowboy line, which is the best in football now up here in Chicago, and doing a pretty good job up here too.
3rd and 9. Kramer lost it for a moment, and Conway can't make the catch, and it was almost intercepted on the rebound by the ever-present Greg Lloyd.
Boy, I'll tell you what a job Kramer did, though. The ball goes up, comes back, and he almost makes this play. You talk about heads-up football. Here's Kramer going back. The ball goes up in the air. Carnell Lake knocks it. Then he gets the ball back. Look at the throw. Almost makes the play.
Another blitz by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Carnell Lake coming off the corner, reaches at his right hand, tips it off, and you're right, Eric Kramer gathers it and still almost completes the pass.
Sauerbrun's punt. Trying to get it inside the 5, and he does. Downed at the 3. But well done.
Did you tell him about that?
You know, I spent like 7 hours with this kid yesterday. I spent some time, and I said, you got to just forget about the crowd and all these people that are booing you and the other 21 guys when you're out there. Just do what you did at West Virginia. This guy was the best kicker in the country.
Well, it was interesting what he said to us, wasn't it, Paul? I said, what did you think of when you were punting at West Virginia? He says, I go out there and say, what record am I going to break now? I said, what do you think of now when you go out here with the Chicago Bears? He goes, what can go wrong? Where am I going to kick it? Who's going to be mad at me? So you got to think positive when you go out there in that football field.
What a difference a year makes.
Well, it really does. NFL. And this is the one way to get the team back on his side, because, I mean, they're all kind of down on this guy, and he needed a kick like that.
Well, the Steelers and O'Donnell begin at their own 3. John L. Williams, no gain, maybe a yard. Alonzo Spellman and others in on the stop. Chris Orich there as well.
I think if I'm coming out of this situation down here, I want John L. blocking, and I want number 20 Pegram running with the football.
They take out John L. Williams. Bring in a second tight end. Tied at 27. 9 minutes left in the 4th quarter. a Dallas pick 2 years ago. We mentioned early that he was making big plays today in that middle backer position.
Lonzo Spellman was the guy that hit the ball up in the air.
Dave Wanstead's team is now even in turnovers. They got 3 in the second half, 4 aside. Butler adds the extra point. 34-27 Chicago.
The Bears were trying to put some pressure on the Pittsburgh Steeler offense. They did it. They blitzed, an all-out blitz. Alonzo Spellman sees the quick drop, jumps up in the air, and that knocks it up here. Barry Minter, he's been everywhere on the field today. Why not here for the interception and the touchdown?
Yeah, that was a set by Spellman, a volleyball set. Just set it right up there and let your man spike it. Barry Minter.
This is what you call watch this. Spellman time this perfectly. He sees the play, and you got to blame the tackle for not making the block. When you're on a guy like that, Cersei has got to take him down. If you're going to throw that quick pass, he's got to get into his midriff to keep his arms from coming up.
And that was a rejection. Look what's happened to the mistakes by Pittsburgh in this second half. They've led to 2 touchdowns and a field goal, so they're even. 4 turnovers aside. Chicago in the lead. Plenty of time left. 8:43. Where's the ball? Mills finds it and then takes off to the 34-yard line. Brought down by Kevin Minifield. Now we're talking about the turnovers and how they relate to victory. And 11-0 when the Bears take it away more than they give it away, and even when it's even, as it is now, they've won 7 of 10.
We got a flag on a play. Extracurricular activity.
32 is Dwayne Joseph of the Bears.
These kickoff teams, they've used everything today.
Personal foul
against the Steelers.
They've tried squibbling them, kicking them high, kicking them short. They keep the returns down. Nothing's working. The only thing that's stopping them is penalties.
Bill Cowher talking to Dante Jones. Apparently,
personal foul, unnecessary roughness on Pittsburgh. Late hit after the whistle. 15-yard penalty. First down.
No identification of the player, but I think Cowher knows who.
Well, if he's talking to Dante Jones, you can bet it's 54 Jones. Now here it is. Here's the play afterwards. The flag goes up. Not sportsmanlike. You reach in, you grab a face mask, and again, I can tell you right now, I bet you this guy was the second guy in.
So Jones' penalty takes the Steelers back to their own 15. That's the story of the second half. Cowher's team playing the game on a half a field, their half. O'Donnell goes long. Charles Johnson can't quite catch up. Lost his heat pack in the process.
Now let me ask you something. On a situation like that, you've just been penalized. It's only 1st and 10. You've got the ball at the 15-yard line. You come out, Phil, and you throw a streak down the sidelines. You throw one long pass right off the bat. Now you come back and run the ball, or why not throw another pass?
Well, you're right, Paul, and I would guess the Pittsburgh Steelers, their MO has always been 2nd and 10, run it so we can get something shorter for 3rd down. If it was me, I'd throw it right here.
It's Pegram on that sweep left, and it doesn't work this time.
See, they like to try to keep that 3rd down situation to 6 or 7 yards where they have their whole passing tree available. Now at 3rd and 9 or 10, you got to go down the field a little more. It takes extra time, and that's what they're trying to avoid.
Yeah, but don't you, if you know that standing up here, and you Earhart, you played for him, so you know that. You know exactly what they're going to do. Don't you know that the Chicago Bears know they're going to run the football?
Yeah, I'm sure they have a tendency right there. They think it's going to come.
3rd and 11.
Blitz.
O'Donnell down the middle, tough catch, short of the first down as Yancey Thigpen pulls it in at the 20, but 4th down. The penalty on the kick return, and the Steelers 3 and out. And Stark kicking into the breeze that's blowing in from the southwest.
Stark to punt.
Ron Stark hangs it up there.
Beautiful.
Jeff Graham at the 38. 50. Out of bounds at the 47. Neil O'Donnell victimized by Alonzo Spellman's fly swat, blocks his pass and right into the arms of Barry Minter for a 2-yard touchdown, and that's the difference in the game. And now the Bears start once again on Pittsburgh's half of the field. Look at that. And they have produced this one from the 46 after a 40-yard punt, 16-yard return. Kramer to Salam. And he's embracing the ball as tightly as the rookie can to the 43, where Kevin Green makes the tackle.
Now I know, Phil, that they're trying to they got the clock started now. Now they're going inside of 6:45. Now you throw the ball here. What they want to do is get in a position for at least a field goal. They figure if they get a field goal, they can put the game away.
Right, 2 scores, but the Steelers know that, and right there they had everybody at the line of scrimmage coming with the blitz. They're going to be aggressive on defense to keep them out of field goal range right here.
Tony Carter and Salam lined up behind Kramer. 2nd and 7. Salam with a big hole. He's near a first down at the 37-yard line.
The Steelers trying to blitz and trying to stop the running game. And right here you see Jerry Olszewski come in trying to stop the run. They think Chicago's going to go for it. Good job of picking up by Jay Lewinberg, the right guard, pushed him out of the way. And Salam doing another good job of waiting, picking the right hole, and getting down, making it 3rd and short.
Salam with 53 yards today. He started with 500 for the first half of the season. 3rd and 1. Salam has the first down at the 35. Levon Kirkland, again the tackler.
Now last week, Chicago was in the same position Monday night against the Minnesota Vikings. They took 5 minutes and something off the clock, drove down the field, and basically had the game won, eating up the clock with the lead. And that's where Rashaan Salam fumbled and gave Minnesota a chance to come back and win it.
Kramer says, turn up the volume and give me another good running play. 5-minute mark coming up. Steelers have all 3 of their timeouts. He's got a little wiggle to it. To the 27-yard line. San Francisco 5-4 and Carolina's 4-5 after 9 games.
That's going to make that Dallas-San Francisco game real big.
Kramer throws it away.
Good decision there. The Steelers run another blitz, so he sees there's trouble, gets rid of the ball quickly that time, doesn't look for a secondary receiver.
Well, I don't think Tony Carter was his primary target either going on back. But the thing about it, I think right here, Chicago, they have to run a play. They've got to run it to get the clock started and move it and make it force Pittsburgh to take a timeout.
Right, I was surprised by the throw right there, but they were trying to go for a play, catching Pittsburgh off guard and try to win the game right there. But to run the ball, the Steelers knew they were going to run it, and they got a first down, got 8 yards on the first carry, but took a chance there and it didn't work.
3rd and a short 3. Graham left, Conway right. Salam up the middle. And look at him take the pile with him. Well, and no, that wasn't there. They were marking the first pile. And he was actually pushed back at the 27-yard line, short of the first down. Steelers call time. 4th down coming up. Of course, a field goal would give the Bears a 10-point advantage. The timeout situation, Cowher Steelers have 2. And Wannstedt's Bears 2.
This will be about a 44 to 45 yard field goal with the wind. They're going to try the field goal.
But Butler really hooked that last short one. Barely made it through from 27 going this way.
That's right. He hooked a couple last week. We watched him in warm-ups today. He was hooking the ball quite a bit. And you're right. He just made the last one. They kicked the line drive, hooking it. Just got inside the left upright. So we'll see if he corrects it right here.
You know, Phil, this wind is blowing at their back, but it's also blowing a little left to right.
From the near sidelines, far sidelines, and this will be from about the 45-yard attempt. He hasn't missed all year. 16 for 16. So he compensated after that last hook and left it right. Hit it straight, but right.
But you know, when he kicks this ball, now remember, the wind is blowing from his left to the right. So he gets it out to the right and it stays out there. It has no chance of coming back.
Yeah, you know, Kevin Butler usually kicks the football in these field goals with a little hook to it, and you can almost see immediately when it went up in the air, the wind caught it and kept it right where he aimed it.
So Barry Minter, who has the touchdown on the interception, and along with Anthony Johnson, trying to root it home. Steelers now take over at the 35-yard line, trailing by a touchdown. Plenty of time, under 4 to go. O'Donnell protected well, hits John L. Williams. And one of the better receiving backs in all of football, out to the 45, close to a first down. That's his first catch today, I believe, and his 8th for the year. Career-wise, 530. He wants to go for 600. It's just short of a first down, 2nd and inches. Soldier Field, Chicago, where Chris Zorich, without a sack all season, first 8 games, has his 2nd today. 5 for the Bears as he drops O'Donnell with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in the game. The difference in the 4th quarter. The Steelers passing from their own end zone. O'Donnell tipped by Spillman and into the arms of Barry Minter, the backup middle linebacker, 2 yards for the touchdown, and Chicago celebrates the 35-17 lead. Pittsburgh has spent a timeout, have 1 left, Chicago with 2. It has been, well, at this time of the year in Chicago, gentlemen, you expect to see a 10-7, a 14-10 game. Not that way today.
No, we've seen both teams pass the ball very effectively down the field, picking up the blitzes, and it's just not what we expected from either team.
The Steelers know Cleveland has lost. A win will put them in sole possession of the Central AFC. The Bears know that their closest competitor, Green Bay, has lost. They can build an added lead in the Central with a 7-2 mark. 3rd down and 9. O'Donnell down the middle. Caught by Johnson. Looked as if he was being interfered. James Burton was there early. It is a first down.
What a job of the Steelers. Their offense, one thing they do with Ron Earhart, the offensive coordinator, you're going to see the blitz come inside right here. They're going to pick it up. One thing he teaches, picking up the blitz. Another good job. Look at that. The cross, they do it. Neal stands in there, gives the receiver time down the field to get open, and delivers a strike.
That should have been pass interference on Burton because he hit him before the ball got there.
O'Donnell throws it away. Yancey Thigpen, the closest white jersey.
For those of us
left.
I'm sorry, Nick, for those who just joined us, I'm going to tell you something. This is like 2 separate ball games. In the first half, the Bears turned the ball over 4 times.
And we welcome those of you that have seen the Buffalo Bills defeat the Indianapolis Colts 16-10. Dick Enberg with Paul McGuire and Phil Simms at Soldier Field. 2:38 left. The Steelers trailing by a touchdown, 34-27. Have it 2nd down and 10 near midfield.
Another blitz.
From the corner, they pick it up. The dump off to John L. Williams. Well read Barry Minter, who has played the game of his professional life. Only 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, I mean, Chicago, pulling out all stops, trying to stop it right here. They have both of the defensive backs from each side. There you see them right there coming in. But once again, Pittsburgh's offense picks it up cleanly, gives Neil O'Donnell a chance to dump it off underneath.
3rd and 7. O'Donnell double pumps off to Andre Hastings, and he dives for what appears to be a first down. And the Steelers trying to force it into overtime. 2 minutes to go.
In order to force it into overtime, the only thing Neil O'Donnell has to do is just be patient and don't try to get it all right here.
1st and 10. He goes long. What a catch! Andre Hastings, Ernie Mills on the fingertips inside the 15-yard line.
It's absolutely a perfect pass. I mean, there's no one else had a chance at it except Mills.
Zone coverage, Ernie Mills run down the seam, and Neil O'Donnell laid it in there perfectly.
Over the middle again. Oh, that was for a touchdown, and that was Hastings open and couldn't tuck it away.
That was a walk-in touchdown right there. But watch this right here. If he catches this ball, there is nobody to stop him before he walks in the end zone for the tying touchdown.
That's what you call sticking it in your ear. He put that ball right where he had to put it. And there's the Mills catch there. That's just absolutely fantastic.
Watch Neil on the drop pass. He knows he had the touchdown and nothing he can do. He threw it in there.
2nd and 10 inside the 15.
Another blitz.
In the middle, incomplete. Intended for Hastings again. And O'Donnell had to throw under heavy pressure. Spellman was in there. So was Theory.
But he had Mills wide open in the end zone and didn't see him. Number 89, Mills, is going to be out into the end zone, and Neil O'Donnell just does not see him. Watch this. He goes out, breaks out, and nobody's there.
Didn't have a lot of time to see him.
No, that's true, too.
3rd and 10. Crowd on its feet at Soldier Field. This is Fred McAfee, and McAfee dragged down after a 5-yard gain, but a flag is down, and that in a spot where if you're a Chicago fan, you have to be fearful of a face mask that could lead to a first down.
Spellman's clapping his hands. That's a face mask. But it's on the offense. They're saying McAfee.
Yeah, let's let them sort it out. Howard Rowe, the referee. Illegal block. Pittsburgh.
Watch Justin Strelzik, the left tackle for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that's who it could be on.
But the thing about it is, do you take the play here? It's going to be 4th down. Do you take the play, or do you put him in the 4th down and make him get 5 yards?
No, I'll send him back.
Huh?
I don't want
give
a
2 plays and send him
7.
back.
You'd rather give them 2 plays. 2 plays than just 1?
Yes, I would. That's 15 yards farther back from the line of scrimmage. They're up 5. I would move it back.
No, it's only about 10 more yards. So it would be if it's from the point of the foul. Then it's only actually they gain 5.
Illegal use of hands. Number 25 on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
Now remember, he is the ball carrier, McAfee. Now take a look at it. He's got his hands in Mentor's face mask.
Yes.
And that's illegal use of hands. That's a face mask call.
And they mark the penalty back to the 22-yard line. So what's really important here, it's almost 3rd down and 22. They get a first down at the 4-yard line. 3rd and 18.
I'm sorry, Dick. What would you do, Paul? You would have declined it and given him 1 shot?
I give 1 shot. That's another reason why I'm up here, not down there.
Well, I would have done it the conservative way and make 2 plays to get in there for the first down like this.
Steelers in 4 wide. One of them, Cordell Stewart, the young quarterback. Down the middle. Caught right at the 5, short of the first down. Caught by Andre Hastings, and timeout called by the Steelers with 1:11 left. 4th down and 1.
They had success earlier with the 5 receivers. Look at them right here. They're going to clear it out with Cordell Stewart and then hit the end cut behind it right here. Watch Cordell Stewart, the quarterback, go right down the middle. And there's the end cut, influence the safety just a second to give Andre Hastings a little hold for the ball to be caught in.
You talk about a guy, Cordell Stewart, who is a quarterback playing wide receiver, demand all that respect. They had 3 guys looking at him when he went down the middle of the field and left Hastings all by himself when he came across. I mean, that's what I call
respect.
Respect for this guy right here, number 10, that guy.
And no timeouts left for the Steelers. And how about the 2 safeties we've been talking about for the Bears, Marty Carter and Mark Carrier. There's Carrier making the tackle, not allowing the fall forward that could have given the Steelers the first down. Instead, it's down to 1 play now. 4th and a full yard, maybe a little more for the Steelers outside the 5. 1 minute, 10 seconds left.
Plenty of time for the Steelers, so even if they get the first down here, they don't have to worry. Take your time and run the next play. The question is, what attack do you take right here?
Well, you got Cordell Stewart in the game again. He's still in the ball game.
So let's see if he's a quarterback or wide receiver.
That's right. Neil O'Donnell calling the play, 14. You can see him. Let's see if O'Donnell goes out as a flanker. They've used that play in the last week. No, he stays under center. No, in the shotgun.
Looks like a blitz.
That's Stewart in motion, and a flag down.
I got him.
Before the snap.
Usually before the snap, it's against the offense.
Prior to the snap, we've got a false start on number 68 offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 4th down.
Brendan Stye, the rookie guard.
Here's Brendan Stye right here, number 68. Let's see if we see anything that he does. Oh, yeah, he flinched right there.
Right in front of the umpire. So now it is 4th and 6. That's the 8th Pittsburgh penalty for 80 yards and maybe the biggest 5-yarder of all.
You know what? I'm going to tell you something, though. This gives them more field. It opens up. If they're going to go with 5 wide receivers like they have now, they need as much field as they can get.
Now the question is, does Chicago be aggressive or they sit back in the zone? They blitz.
They're aggressive. O'Donnell. Touchdown! Ernie Mills.
I said, Dick, it gives you much more field. That 5-yard penalty didn't hurt these guys. They were going for the end zone anyway.
I tell you, good job again. And how many times can we say this today, Paul? But the Steelers pick up the blitz one more time, and it's another blitz to the strong side. 2 people coming, the line, the back. They make a good adjustment. Neil O'Donnell has that extra second to find Ernie Mills in the end zone.
Mills only 11 catches, 1 touchdown all year. His second score. Will they go for the win here? Oh my! And the Bears say, "Oh, we better call time." They had their placement defense out there, and boy, that tells you something about Bill Cowher.
You know why? Let me tell you. You know why they did this? I really believe that they're forcing Chicago to take a timeout.
Yes,
because they have 2 left, so they're going to force them to use one of them right here. Now come back in and take the tie.
That's pretty good. That now the Bears have but 1 timeout left when they get the ball back with 1:06.
Let's look at the touchdown right here. Here you're going to see the blitz. You're going to see the inside receivers break down to the inside and open up the hole for Ernie Mills for the touchdown. Right there, you see it. Neil O'Donnell throws a perfect strike on 4th down against Anthony Marshall for the touchdown.
Neil O'Donnell just reads this beautifully. He's only looking at one guy. If you watch his eyes, it was Bills the entire way. He saw the one-on-one coverage on Marshall, and he just said, I'm going there. This is the game.
He's been a big factor today for Pittsburgh. His kick returns and now the touchdown reception.
And just remember something now, folks. The offense is on the field. O'Donnell has gone to the sideline. I don't know why you wouldn't want to tie this ball game up. Yeah, here they come. They did what they were supposed to do. They forced the Chicago Bears to take one of their last 2 timeouts, which only leaves them 1.
That's a great point, Paul. Yep. With all that time, 1:06 and 2 timeouts, the way that each team has moved the ball so quickly, that does take a card away from Wanstead.
Especially on a kickoff, Dick. The Steelers are going to be kicking into the wind, and then we've had nothing but great returns all afternoon.
Now to tie it at 34, Norm Johnson. And with 66 seconds left. The Bears will have a final chance to get into field goal range, and again they'll be moving with the wind, although the way the game is developed, it seemingly is no handicap going into the wind. Neil O'Donnell has played a big game, as has his counterpart Eric Kramer, the quarterback of the Bears.
You're right, Dick. They really have. And Neil O'Donnell and Eric Kramer both making tough throws under pressure, and both teams picking up the blitzes and giving their quarterbacks and receivers that extra second to go down the field.
All right, let's put this thing into perspective now, Phil. The Pittsburgh Steelers, when they were successful, they blitzed and they got in Kramer's face. Now you've got 1:06. I don't know where this ball is going to be placed. But do you go after him now? Do you force him, or do you sit back and make him make the perfect throw?
No, you don't go after him now, Paul. I don't think until he crosses midfield, where one completion could get him into field goal range. I think they'll play it fairly conservative and safe.
Kickoff returns have been a very big part of this game. Each team with some long returns, and Nate Lewis had one for 52 yards that set up a score. Kicks have been short. Norm Johnson skidded his last kickoff. Didn't try to kick it into the wind. Does it again this time. Takes a bounce off Robert Green, and Green moves a couple of men and is out to the 37-yard line with exactly 1 minute left in this fourth quarter.
I never did like the squib kick ever. Was a player, I'd stand on the sideline and go, oh, why are we doing that? Because it always gives you good field position. If somebody that's up there, Robert Green there, reaches out, stops the ball from rolling, and now they get the ball on the 38 or 39-yard line.
If you were with the Bears, you'd like it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Eric Kramer with 3 touchdown passes today, the NFL leader with 21 touchdown throws. Johnson, his running backs, but he's not in it for a run now. He's going deep down the middle. Conway intercepted. Willie Williams back to the Pittsburgh 38-yard line.
This is in the hands of Conway. Out of it. I mean, he should make the catch.
Watch Eric Kramer. He drops back. They go to a 7-step drop, something they very seldom do. They get the split. See the wind move the ball a little. Curtis Conway not able to pull it in with both hands. Right here you see gets one-on-one with Willie Williams, and Eric Kramer makes a good throw. Curtis Conway sees Myron Bell coming across, pulls off that ball just a little.
It's not Kramer's fault, but his third interception after only throwing 4 in 8 games. That's the 9th turnover of the game. 5 turnovers committed by Chicago, 4 by Pittsburgh, and the Steelers with no timeouts, 50 seconds left, trying to get into field goal range. Go with 5 wide receivers. 4-man rush. Sidelines Thigpen, out of bounds at the 45. This, if it does go overtime, would be the 18th time already this year we've had an overtime game, and it just underlines the parity in this National Football League season.
Well, the one thing here that Johnson is going to be kicking into the wind. The other thing is Pittsburgh, they have no timeouts, so we're going to see there's still 44 seconds. They have time to throw one down the middle.
Yes.
Cordell Stewart is in the game, and he's been sent down the middle on every one of these patterns. O'Donnell down the middle of the Thigpen, and he's inside the 40, 38-yard line, clock running.
Go up and spike the ball right now. Take your time.
O'Donnell gets his team set. 30, 29, stops it at 27.
Yancey Thigpen looking all the way across the field and telling Cordell Stewart, the single receiver, to the weak side, make sure you get up on the line of scrimmage, because he wasn't right there. But watch Neil O'Donnell. Looks to the right, waits for the open receiver to get across the middle. Yancey Thigpen, even with somebody holding on to his shirt, is able to make the catch.
Yancey Thigpen from Pine Tops, North Carolina, his 10th catch today.
Yancey Thigpen going across the middle, but what Neil O'Donnell's doing is he's picking out, there's one-on-one coverage. When you have 5 receivers going down, they can only cover one at a time.
Trying to get into field goal range for Norm Johnson. Plenty of time underneath to John L. Williams. Hit immediately, 3 yards on the play.
Well, that's going to really hurt them right there. Now they're going to have to spike it. It gives them maybe one more play before they can try a long field goal.
If they spike it, it's going to be 4th down. They got to run the play.
That's right. Williams, and he wisely didn't catch that ball. They might not have gotten out of bounds. If he had caught it and fallen, they wouldn't have had a chance even for Johnson. So this would be it. And Johnson, not in his advancing years, is 14th in the league. His range of distance has lessened and is considered with no wind maybe 50 yards and in. Well, this one right now would be a 50-yard attempt.
It would be 52 into it, Dick. The ball's on the 35, so they put it at the 42. And there's no way they're even going to take a shot at this. They're just going to throw one downfield.
He hasn't attempted one over 50 all year. Well, unless a miracle play, we'll have overtime. O'Donnell lofts it up there. Incomplete. Charles Johnson had a hand on it. We go to overtime. Tied at 34. Well, there's a considerable debate as you take a deep breath here as to do you want the ball first or don't you want it? The way these two teams have played, I would think I'd want to win the flip and get it first.
I'll tell you, and if I win the flip, or if I'm kicking the ball, I want to kick into the wind. It just seems like when you have the ball with the wind in your face, you're doing very well with it.
Well, I guess that's in their long lifetimes. Two of the original teams, the Steelers and Bears. This year, no overtimes, but the 18th already this season, just past the midpoint.
You know, the interesting thing is when you take a look at the rivalry between these two teams, you did this right at the beginning, Dick. The Pittsburgh Steelers have never won here.
Since 1934.
Yeah, they're 0-11.
Never's a long time, and that's. Today they have a chance. It's really a wonderful comeback by the Steelers, dominated in the second half by the Chicago Bears. When it came down to it, their last drive, what a good job.
The Pittsburgh choice. There's a tail, there's a head. You're going to call in the air. Call it. He called heads. It's tails. Chicago wins the toss.
They, of course, will take the ball.
And Pittsburgh will take the win.
You notice Kevin Green start to go out there, but had the coin been lost in his hair, it would have been a forfeit. Welcome back. We're ready to start overtime. Here's Kevin Butler while we were away, anticipating, of course, that he might have a field goal opportunity. Gets in a free practice kick going from our left to our right.
He's checking out that wind, and I watched the kick, and it hooked about 15 yards, so he has some experience to rely on in case he gets a chance in the overtime here.
You know, the amazing thing about it is the teams that have had the wind when they're kicking the ball off, they haven't kicked the ball with the wind inside the 10-yard line. So, you know, the wind is here, it's against it, but it seems to be hasn't done a thing today.
Kramer with 3 touchdown passes and 3 interceptions today. O'Donnell 2 and 2.
There's your win.
Deceptive as it swirls around this ancient arena. Great place for football. They're talking about a new stadium, but boy, for those who come to see the game, you really know you're at a football contest when you walk into Soldier Field.
It is a wonderful setting, and to see the outside of the stadium, it's on the lake, and as a player coming here, it was one of my favorite spots, especially after they replaced that artificial turf and put real grass down on the field.
It's wonderful columns. Give this place a distinction. All right, Norm Johnson to Robert Green. Jeff Graham at the other end for Chicago. Just to the 10-yard line. It's Michael Timpson. Across the 30 to the 32, and again, excellent field position from the kickoff. Here comes Eric Kramer. Kramer, who has brought this year a whole new feeling to what offense means in Chicago. It's not the grind them out, get 3 yards, 4 yards, first down. It's get the ball in the air. 21 touchdown passes.
But how about when they went to training camp? We get to talk about that? When they went to training camp, it was up in the air between Walsh and him. They didn't know who was going to be the quarterback.
There goes the work. Fakes It's the reverse, hands off inside to Salam, and the Steelers were waiting. Greg Lloyd, number 95, the All-Pro backer. He had an interception in the first half that led to a Pittsburgh touchdown.
But Dick, it was interesting talking about Eric Kramer yesterday, talking to Coach Wanstead. How many times did he remind us we're a running football team? He must have kept saying every time we kept talking about Kramer in the passing game. No, we're a running football team. We throw off of the run. So that hasn't been the case today.
2nd and 9. Deep down the middle, open was Conway, and Kramer one of the few times just off the mark. Conway, whose chance for glory at the end of the game tipped off his hands for an interception, denying Chicago.
Conway started out strong. At the end of the game, the ball was tipped off his hands and was intercepted. This ball should have been caught. I mean, this ball's in his hand. You've got to go down and get the football. That's what they pay you for, son.
Conway with 10 touchdown catches this year as he has emerged as a star here in Chicago.
Here they come.
Away as he's smothered by Carnell Lake. Lake, the Pro Bowl safety, who is now playing cornerback the last 2 weeks.
But right here you see Chris Odom coming off of this side, Carnell Lake coming up here. The Chicago Bears cannot pick them both up. Watch here. Chris Odom comes in free. Carnell Lake beats his guy, forces Eric Kramer to throw a bad ball.
Problem is Green took the wrong guy. If Green steps back out, he gets hold of him and they make the play.
Sauerbrunn, the rookie, to kick to Andre Hastings.
Don't snap it.
Hastings at the 29. A wave of Chicago purple to smother him. 38-yard kick and 3 on the return, and now Neil O'Donnell goes to work.
See, my talk with Sauerbrunn yesterday really worked for that young man. I got to keep bringing that up. That a baby. Way to go, young man. I think you're fine. You're over the hump now. And if you need any help later on in the season, give me a holler.
I wish I could repeat everything you were saying to him yesterday, Paul. First time you've ever met him, he's going, who is this guy here talking to me like this? I'm sorry, Dick. I saw Dave Wanstead across the field.
He sent him over to me.
He got a chuckle out of it. He was watching you do your thing on him.
Almost the same starting position the Bears had. Pittsburgh at its own 31. Eric Pegram, who has 3 touchdowns today. No gain. He loses a yard. Minter finishes the work.
They got Minter as a backup linebacker, and I think I might start this guy. I mean, he has just had a terrific game.
Look at these defenses. Jeremy Lincoln up top. They're expecting play action pass, trying to sneak in there and get a hit on Neil O'Donnell, but Pittsburgh kind of fortunate they had a run on there because Jeremy Lincoln would have come in free.
2nd and 11. Neil Kennedy O'Donnell brings him out of the huddle. Too quickly for O'Donnell. He has to unload. Jim Flanagan. Flanagan just joining us. He's the new superhero here in Chicago.
He was also being held, Dick. I mean, we talked about Flanagan at the beginning, but here he comes up the field. That's Minter there, and Flanagan is down. But watch what Flanagan, 99, comes in. He's being held right at the line of scrimmage.
Flanagan with a sack today. He leads the Bears with 7.5 and has 2 touchdown catches. Former fullback at Notre Dame, converted as a sophomore to defensive lineman by Lou Holtz. Third and 11, 5 receivers. Lots of time. No one open. And finally to Ernie Mills, who, does he hang on? Yes, the ball went flying after he left the field of play. It's ruled a catch. Close to a first down. It is a first down, Pittsburgh.
The problem with this is the Chicago Bears only come with 3 guys.
3 guys gave Neil O'Donnell all day to throw. There's nobody open, so he breaks to the outside. Ernie Mills does a good job of breaking his route off, picking up a big first down for him right there.
Menifield's tackle forcing a fumble, but fortunately for the Steelers, it goes out of bounds and a first down at the 42. Plenty of time in the extra period. Each team with 2 timeouts. For the blitz. O'Donnell to Pegram. Breaks a tackle into Bears territory to the 43-yard line. Eric Pegram delivers again. 15 on that catch.
Brandon Stye gets back and Pegram makes the run. Look at how long this thing takes to develop. It is a blitz. And I thought Chicago played it very well. Here comes Minter trying number 92 to get out, but he gets blocked. Pegram right here gets away. And then Stye, you see him making a block back downfield. Pegram keeping the ball in play, picking up an extra 2 yards.
At the Chicago 44, Norm Johnson. You would figure they'd want to get at least inside the Bear 30 to be in his range. O'Donnell underneath to Johnson. And Charles Johnson has another first down at the 33.
Did you hear that baby hit?
That one hit from up here.
You hear that thump? Boy, I want to tell you something. Neil O'Donnell, you don't think he can throw short range. You're crazy. He just popped that ball in there to Johnson.
You find some extra strength as a quarterback when you stand back there and you look at that first and second guy and they're not open, then you decide to throw it over the middle. It comes out of there pretty hard.
I know you've been in this situation. Are you pumped up now? Are you throwing a little extra on the ball?
Oh, in situations like that, no question. When you hold it for that extra half second and you know it as a quarterback, you throw it harder than normal.
The draw play. And Pegram just inside the 30. Carl Simpson makes the tackle.
You know, one of the things, Dick, about this game that I watched with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Phil brought it up a half a dozen times or more. When the Chicago Bears blitzed, this Pittsburgh Steeler team picked up every single blitz that they threw at him. I mean, you talk about a team that's well drilled in picking up the blitz. I have not seen a team better than the Steelers.
Well, they've always been that way. That's how he was, Ron Earhart in New York. They work a lot on it, and when you blitz him, he likes the situation because he knows he's going to pick it up with his people.
On 2nd and 7, underneath to the tight end, Mark Bruner. And Bruner is inside the 25-yard line.
Good job right there by Neil O'Donnell. Again, watch him look out to his right. He's looking for somebody. All of a sudden, he sees the tight end, Mark Bruner, out the corner of his eye. Good job of stopping his drop and delivering the ball quickly over the middle.
Norm Johnson. He has 1 game-winning field goal against Detroit earlier this year. 7 in his career that spanned Seattle, Atlanta, and now Pittsburgh for his first year. He's in field goal range. 3rd down, a long 1. Pegram diving, trying to lurch out of the tackle, and he'll be close.
Well, I'll make the call here in a minute. But let me see where they put the ball down, boys.
It's going to be short, Paul.
It's going to be short, Paul.
Howard Rowe deems it proper to make it official. Bill Cowher, here he is in Chicago, and as a kid, you're talking about, when you thought about your career, wanted to play football, what was your inspiration? He said it was on my wall. My wall had a picture of my hero, Dick Butkus, the great middle linebacker of the Chicago Bears.
And you said, how many times have you met Dick Butkus? And he said,
I'm waiting.
None. I've never met him.
It's kind of a shame. Now that Cowher himself is famous, it'd be nice if those two could get together. I'm sure that'll happen. It is. Whoa, Bubba Louie. First down.
You didn't think they made it, huh?
Well,
you didn't wait for me.
That's right. Paul McGuire is our expert on those.
Now let me ask you something. I've been asking Phil, what would you call? I'm asking you, Dick Enberg. What are you going to call here? What do you want to do?
Well, I would think I'd just stay on the ground, play it safe. You're in field goal range. Don't do anything
absolutely
ridiculous.
You wouldn't throw?
No, I'll be right here. They're going to give him one more chance on the run, I would think. And if they do throw, it'd be on 2nd down.
Pegram, the running back, against the blitz. And Barry Minter wraps him up at the 20-yard line. Yep. Here comes John L. Williams in with the play from Bill Cowher.
Now that you get 3 yards on 1st down, the Steelers are bringing in their lead blocker, John L. Williams, expecting Chicago to blitz, to have a run blitz on, give the running back a lead blocker, and try to pick up a few more yards.
With those 2 hash marks that close, and as close as they are in now, it doesn't make any difference whether you're in the middle of the field or not. I mean, you don't have to play for that spot.
Pegram taken down at the 17-yard line, short of the first down. Here's what this game means as Pittsburgh into field goal range. Should the Steelers win, they go from 3-4, win 2 in a row, 5-4. Cleveland loses today, and the Steelers find themselves alone atop the AFC Central, 5 wins, 4 losses. The Bears, should they stop the Steelers and win it, they'd go 7-2 and have a 2-game lead over Green Bay. Should Chicago lose, they still will lead the Packers by a full game.
And Bill Cowher 2 weeks ago, as we said at the beginning, some 4 hours ago, said this team but 2 weeks ago, we're 3-4 to start a new season and go 9-0.
3rd and 4. John L. Williams right up the middle for a first down at the 8-yard line. So they were looking for Pegram. The quick handoff to Williams up the middle.
Kick the winning field goal.
They don't bring the field goal unit on. 1st and goal. Each handoff, you risk a possible fumble, and of course that's what the Bears are thinking. And here comes the field goal unit. They wanted apparently for the ball to be on the left hash. Johnson with an overtime winner earlier this year, or with a winning field goal against Detroit, and has 4 overtime wins, and this one not much more than an extra point. They'll spot it inside the 15. This will be 24 yards.
Chicago should take a timeout before he kicks. Yeah, they do that. Just make them think. Let them get a little cold.
Well, they want to talk over too about how they're going to get home in time to see the rest of that NBC lineup.
Yeah,
you know, that'll give them a chance. Who's got the car? Who's going to lead the way?
You know, we looked at this game at the beginning of the game, and we were talking about the Chicago Bears. They were moving the ball up and down the field, and so were the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the only thing that really stopped either one of the two teams was turnovers when they turned the ball over. They did not have. This has not been a great defensive football game.
Well, after the game, we'll also bring you up to date on all the scores and highlights from Greg and Mike and Joe back in our NBC studios. San Francisco 49ers, do they miss Steve Young at all? Wow. Carolina wins 4 in a row, and Mike Ditka, of course, the man who took the Bears to their Super Bowl championship 10 seasons ago, will have his reaction to the game today.
I mean, Steve Young or not, Carolina just doing a super job. Dom Capers with that same style of blitzing we're seeing here today by the Steelers, just doing a wonderful job with an expansion team, catching everybody off guard, and they're having a hard time dealing with that.
4 in a row?
4 in a row.
Well, you know, come on. Let's be honest, though, guys. These aren't normal expansion teams. I mean, they had a chance to go out and get a whole lot of players.
Neil O'Donnell, his work is done. He wants to go home. Don't block it. Make it, Johnson. I've done my best. He's all by himself.
Well, I tell you what, the people in Pittsburgh and everywhere appreciate this man a lot more. When he was out of the lineup, they were always behind, making turnovers, at a record pace. Since he's come back, they've settled the offense down. They're moving it, scoring points, and today again really played outstanding.
And he's not changed that positive attitude either, Phil. I mean, he's always had that.
Soup is his nickname. Super, as he was the super baby, he said, the last of 9 in the O'Donnell clan. Kennedy is mother's maiden name, and now it's that old line. You battle it out for 60 minutes and an overtime, and then the man who doesn't get his uniform dirty comes in and tries to win it for you.
There you go.
From 24 yards.
That's it.
Pittsburgh 37, Chicago 34. The Steelers jump to the lead in the AFC Central.